out if you ignite him. He's a road ahead, a full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows me, and he gets claws real big, pissed off quick. And if you cross him, you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling the score, never getting bored, loves the blood and gore, always wanting more, feeding from the source. They don't really understand until they feel the force departed. If you start shit, you'll be heartless in the darkness, torn apart quick. You left scars ripped, you'll be chewed up and discarded. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate. Adrenaline pressure, it's stormy weather, lightning, thunder, pouring weather. Yo, I'm a go-getter, try to do it like me, but I do it better. I got a mind that's clever, the beast inside is competitive as ever. I'm conscious, my subconscious, an accomplice to me. I promise the darkness, I can honest believe. But don't cross me, I might lose control of the lost beast. He's locked away inside with the key control by fight or flight. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate.
I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Thank you, Joy Daily Gaming. 07's in the chat, y'all. Or Kitty Salute.
You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Feel low, you can still go. Go, feel slow, you can still go. Go, there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what this last song means. I'm gonna go get my drink, go get your drinks, go get your snacky snacks, and go get, if you need to smoke something. If you're under 18, get out of here, because we talk about adult subjects here. All right, last song. Let's go. Gaming Witch, thank you for the 10 memberships. And Joy, thank you again for your 5 memberships. Let's go.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad,
Yeah.
baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me. Ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious, I'ma go cause something, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame, yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.
What is up, everyone? How are we doing? Is my mic working? It is. Is that Joshua in the chat? Oh my God. Thank you. I appreciate it. That is all my music that I play for my intros is from NFX, and they do copyright free music, and I love his music. He is awesome. I need to switch up some songs, though, because I've been playing the same song, so. What is up, everybody? How are y'all doing? Today is a fantastic day. Let me tell you. We had a great day today. All right, where are we at with these? Do I need to... Okay, hold on. I gotta see if I gotta cut these, Okay, I'm gonna mute the alerts. I'm just muting them. You're still gonna be able to see them, all right? You know me and the damn thing. It gets on my nerves. This was on my timeline. Decided to give it a look. Don't hold back. Oh, Josh. Don't hate me. That's all I'm going to say. Don't hate me. If you haven't heard, Josh, I'm a little rough around the edges, okay? But overall, I think it was good. I think it was good. All right? I think it was good. He's like, oh, no. Yeah, exactly. Xylie sounds mean, but she's real. Yeah, exactly. I sound mean, but I'm not really being mean. You know, it is what it is. All right, so look, being in this bad boy was 3 hours and 39 minutes long. Okay, we're gonna split this up into two. All right, more than likely we are going to. Yeah, you know what? Actually, being that that's a really long part. We're gonna go up until the taking accountability part, cause that ends around 2 hours and 25 minutes in. I don't know. We'll see how far into the taking accountability chapter we go, if I just wait for it to do the rest of it tomorrow. But yeah. So. Xylie is tough when she needs to be. She's fair. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. This is a reaction stream where, because see, look, I do a lot of reactions, Josh. And what I do is I give my... I give my input on how I feel about things. And, you know, sometimes the audience likes it. Sometimes they don't. Yeah. Yeah, we're... I've done SWOOP'S videos, except for the second one. I didn't do the second one, but yeah. I do react streams. And I try to do it in a way like, with the, like, say this one's 3 hours and 39 minutes long. Basically, you might as well say 4 hours. I need to do at least 8 hours of content. I'm not doing that in one sitting. So, are you prepared to watch yourself again, Josh? It's not like we covered anything interesting. Oh, okay. Yes, I'm going to... Okay, so thank you for putting me back on track, Kay. Yes, we are going at 1.5, and I will have the CCs on for everybody. Don't you worry. If it's too fast, which I don't think it's going to be, if it's too fast, I'll put it down to 1.25, okay? So... FYI for everybody. But Xylie, what if I'm too stupid to read? Toots, as much as you type in my chat, I highly doubt that. And you've been with me long enough, I know better. You've been with me way too long for that to float with you, Toots. Okay? Just saying. Just saying. Don't try that. You know I'm the wrong one. Don't try that. All right, my react screen is good. You know what? Can we... Hold on a second. Yeah, we are. Wait, I'm sorry. OCD. Give me a second. Okay, we're in the middle. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you are ready for... the Joshua interview with Swoop. Put a 1 in the chat if you are ready to begin this extravaganza. Now, I'm guessing you all have seen this, okay? I am guessing and I'm hoping, actually, that you all have seen this, okay? Because everybody who rides on the bus, I expect you to do your homework. And y'all all know we have been waiting forever because we had to take a pit stop at that little shit Johnny, okay? We had to take a little pit stop with that little shit Johnny and take care of his ass first. We all been waiting for this interview, okay? So I hope to goodness y'all watch this. Okay? So, oh wait, before I do that, I have to do something. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I apologize. Don't kill me. Do not kill me. Where is Xylie Gets Biased? There you go. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. Congratulations, Xylie Gets Biased. You are now blue. All right, let's go.
I'm really scared to make this video.
I am dreading making this video.
This video is something I never thought I was gonna ever have to make in my life. I went from the boyfriend to the fiance to the husband.
Joshua and I are getting a divorce.
I just can't be here now.
Okay, I just want to say something. Okay, I'm petty. I can't help it. All right? Look at her face when she said that. Look at her face when she said that.
Fiance to the husband.
Joshua and I are getting a divorce.
She looks fake as fuck when she said it. Did she not? She looked like she didn't care. Oh my God. It is absolutely amazing the shit she got away with. Holy crap. All right, anyway. All right.
I just can't be here now. I gotta go find some kind of peace.
He actually looked sad. She looked like, haha, I'm getting away with something. I'm just saying, throwing it out there. Sorry.
I've wanted to leave Josh alone.
This is the very first time in 6 or 7 years after it happened where I feel like if I were to say something, I'm not gonna be attacked by
Millions of people all over the world call you the most vile, horrendous, disgusting, life-ruining words.
telling me you're nothing without Colleen every single day. She loved the attention, she loved the status. Do I think she truly loves her fans? I never.
Hell no, she doesn't love anybody but herself. She doesn't care about anybody but herself. And Corey, if you think Colleen loves you, you're an idiot because she would run the bus over you too. Let's be honest about the situation.
Never really felt like she did.
My attention that night on diverted over to Josh.
He mentioned that he always wanted to speak about Josh. His overall aim was to build an audience and then make the Josh video, and he had made that very clear.
I hate that I have to keep having these conversations with you
I'm
guys.
scared because I've seen what she can do behind the scenes. I'm afraid of her.
I would never make a mistake like that.
And they compared her to a train, and they said, this is the Colleen train. You either get on as a passenger, or she's gonna leave the station without you.
Today, I only want to talk about the facts.
And that's just the narrative that's believed.
Let's go. Okay, that intro was fire, even though it wasn't technically the intro. I don't think.
When I started covering the Colleen Bell.
Okay, I don't know how many of y'all were in here, but we were having... I was bored, and I was sitting here waiting for this video to drop, and I said, screw it. I'm going to go live, and we're going to just sit here and BS and whatever until it goes live. And as soon as it went live, okay, guys, gotta go. And me and Mishi, my friend Mishi, we went into a Discord, and we watched it. And we were like, girl. Yeah, Henrietta, you were here for that. We were just all BSing going 5 more minutes, 15 more minutes, 20 more minutes. We were all waiting for this video. And I was bored and I'm like, and I'm sitting here thinking I got 2.5 hours until this video comes out. And I'm literally like, I have nothing to do. I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs. You know what? Go live. Boom.
Ballinger saga nearly 3 months ago, the last person I expected to slide into my DMs was Colleen Ballinger's ex-husband. But on Friday, June 30th, that's exactly what happened. I'm writing to you to communicate and give some personal insight about my involvement in all of this. I'm not looking to control the narrative or sidestep any responsibility. I do, however, want to make sure that if you decide to do something that focuses on my role here, that it is shown from a perspective including my voice as well. These are the words of Joshua David Evans, a man we've mentioned in all 3 of the documentaries in my series on Colleen Ballinger, but haven't actually heard from directly across the roughly 9 hours of our coverage. Now, for those of you who don't know, Joshua David Evans is a man who came to fame as a musician and YouTuber in the 2010s under the screen names Joshua D Town and Joshua DTV. The best way to explain Josh Evans is that his entire brand was cringe. Now, he didn't create cringe content, but he knowingly created very tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, it was kind of cringy. I don't know what it was with y'all YouTubers back then, but my God. My God. yeah, you were the cringe king. That is for sure. Oh man.
Content that has aged to varying degrees of okay to quite poorly. But for better and worse, it's not this content that made Josh so famous that he was interviewed by ABC News, featured in MTV True Life, and was in general a pretty big part of the mid-2010s YouTube stratosphere. It was his relationship and later marriage to none other than Colleen Ballinger.
Hi guys, so today I'm here with my husband, Joshua.
I'm not crying, I promise.
Josh Evans dated Colleen from 2009 to 2015 and was married to her from 2015 until 2016. Now, for the entirety of their relationship, both Colleen's massive fan base and Josh's own fan base became invested in their relationship to the point that they even had a cute little couple name, Joshleen. And it was this level of investment that may have felt so devastating to the fan base when on September...
Okay, and I'm gonna tell you something. That right there, people would be surprised if they knew how many YouTubers actually date each other. And you know why you would be surprised? Keep it offline. Keep it offline. Because stans out there are ridiculous. They are absolutely ridiculous. And nobody needs to know your personal business. Swear to God. You keep your channel, you do your thing on your channel, the other person keeps their channel, they do their thing on their channel. Don't intermingle business and personal. Don't do it. Don't do it, because it makes things 10 times worse if shit doesn't work out. You know what I mean? Don't do it, because, especially when you're dealing with stans. Oh my God. Like, I'm going to tell y'all now, y'all ain't never going to know what Mr. Xylie looks like. Y'all ain't never going to see him on my channel. Yes, I am Southern. Yes, I am. I'm a Southern, feisty Puerto Rican girl. Yeah. But seriously, though, I mean, you would be surprised at how many YouTubers actually date each other, but they don't tell anybody.
30th, 2016, Colleen Ballinger suddenly released a video that announced, after less than a year and a half of marriage, that she and Josh Evans were getting a divorce.
Joshua and I are getting a divorce.
And over the years, Colleen rarely...
She looked so fake when she said that, though. Oh, wait. Why are you doing it on the volume? God damn it.
If ever spoke or video that announced, after less than a year and a half of marriage, that she and Josh Evans were getting a divorce.
Joshua and I are getting a divorce.
She looked so fake when she said that. Bro, this is the real cringe content.
Half
Look
of
at
marriage that she and Josh Evans were getting a divorce.
Joshua and I are getting a divorce.
She's not even crying, but she's like acting like she's crying. She's not even crying. There's not a bro, her eyes aren't even red. She doesn't even look like she's about to cry. She looks like she's acting like she's crying. Come on now.
And over
I mean, get an onion or something. At least Laura Lee knew how to do a fake cry. She had like an onion or something under her eyes or something. Shit. Toots McGee, member for 14 months. See, I told you you've been with me a long time. She looks and sounds like me when I'm canceling a therapy appointment over the phone because I'm sick. Toots, I don't know if you should have admitted something like that.
the years, Colleen rarely, if ever, spoke about the divorce, to the point that the Colleen Ballinger Snark subreddit even had an entire subsection called The Phantom Divorce, detailing the phenomenon of Colleen pretending that she was never even married before at all. As she moved on from her past marriage, she released 2 seasons of her Netflix show Haters Back Off, she toured relentlessly as Miranda Sings, and she moved on to another relationship with her Haters Back Off co-star Eric Stocklin, eventually marrying him and having a few kids with him.
And like Adam said, he was sloppy seconds because she wanted the director first. Just saying. Just saying.
Now, if you were following Colleen at the time, you might have said she wasn't perfect, but she was moving on gracefully. But that was publicly, because while she was doing this, she was also involved in group chats with her fans, dishing about the many reasons that she and Josh got divorced, according to her. One of these group chats was known as the Weenies group chat, where she told some of her top fans about details from their past relationship, all while showing a...
And what did I say about the Weenies? You gotta remember about the Weenies, all right? Colleen's Weenies, that's where she had, like, the special kids out of her standum. Those were like her little generals, okay? Those were her little generals to spread the gospel word of Colleen Ballinger. Where they would get information from her, and then they would go spread it all throughout the standum and their other little group chats. They were the generals. She literally treated them like they were the generals.
Level of transparency that is objectively inappropriate in private correspondence with her fans. And as we all know, there might be no one who experienced this worse than Adam McIntyre, a remarkable young man we followed for the past 3 documentaries, who alleged Colleen was inappropriate with him back in 2020 before coming forward again in 2023 to state definitively that he had been used and manipulated at the hands of Colleen Ballinger.
Yes, and when he came out in 2020, there was an active takedown of Adam McIntyre. And you know what he did? He stuck his middle finger up in the air and said, fuck y'all, I'm still going to thrive. And that's exactly what he did. And the only good thing that Cody Rance has done is when she came out with her video, no one gave a fuck about the first part of it. All we cared about was the fucking truth. And she could skedaddle away too. I didn't even stop to see if she made a comment under this video, because she keeps making comments under the videos like we give a fuck what she thinks. Bye, Cody.
This woman used me.
But what about Josh Evans? Friends, that's an answer that the Colleen fandom thought they had figured out for many years because of Colleen's correspondence in these group chats, where the image of Josh over the years became, as Adam McIntyre so astutely put it,
I should have used that picture for the thumbnail. I should have took a screenshot and used that picture instead. All right.
The crazy ex-husband.
Okay, it's a lose-lose situation for this man. This seems incredibly draining. He couldn't have spoken up in 2016, couldn't have 2017, 18, 19, 20. Look what happened to me in 2020, and I wasn't her husband. I was just by her, her fans, a crazy fan. Could you imagine being the crazy ex-husband?
It's this diminishing of Josh from a fully fleshed person, separate from his past relationships, that partially led him to leaving YouTube behind over the following years and fully in 2022 for a more private life with his wife Pamela, working a day job not related to entertainment, and living in...
She is beautiful, by the way. Josh, you have a very beautiful wife. FYI.
In a self-described tiny house. And this is more than likely where Josh would have remained if it weren't for a 2-month-long series of tweets, podcast appearances, and interviews that began on June 7th from a grown man named Johnny Silvestri, or John as I'll refer to him, who in the heat of the Colleen Ballinger accusations gaining ground on social media began accusing Joshua David Evans of being worse than Colleen Ballinger.
Josh has an ego, a massive one, and it's one that I can pinpoint and address, not even knowing the dude on a personal level to this.
Y'all already know I have so much I can say about this little shit right here. All right. Let's look at what he got quoted. He got quoted for saying not even knowing the dude on a personal level, but yet he quote unquote groomed you. Oh my God. Oh, I got so much I could say about this little shit right here. Good old Johnny. Johnny boy.
This day, it turned into this God complex where I think to this day, he has this skewed idea that he was being a mentor.
If you've seen part 3 of the series, you already know exactly how all of that ended. As much as John tried to force Joshua to stay silent, ironically, it was John Silvestri himself that pulled Joshua David Evans back into the spotlight and into my DMs. Back in June 30th, 2023, Joshua himself said as much to me in his first DM, which is lengthy. I mean, let's be real, the man can talk, so I'm not gonna read it in full, but there are a few things that he said that made me quite curious. Quote, "This whole thing isn't about me, but my name is obviously one that gets talked about from time to time. Johnny is hurting and I absolutely want peace and healing for him. I also know that for some reason, he's taking my involvement to a degree that feels more like a malicious attack rather than simply a person hurting. His claims are highly damaging and could burn down the life I've slowly had to rebuild after my own trauma I was put through by my ex and her manipulation tactics using her fans as pawns. It now feels like Johnny is heading down that road as well.
I'm gonna say it again. Wait, when do we go into Johnny? Okay, we go into Johnny in the second half, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it now, all right? I still maintain, and I don't care what anybody says, this is allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Put your tinfoil hats on. Okay? I still maintain, because the words that Johnny used to describe Josh, I still maintain that Johnny had a thing for Josh. I still maintain it. Because the words he used, you use that to describe someone who broke up with you. I still maintain it. Because remember I had my, I think it was yellow highlighter or blue highlighter moments or whatever. And I took down and I broke apart every little word he used when he used ghosted, when he used coffee date, when he used, oh God, it was a whole list, and it's in one of my notebooks because I wrote them down. I still maintain he had a thing for Josh. I still maintain it. Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. Yeah, my highlighter words. Yeah. Because remember, I sat down and took notes and spent like, oh my God, I spent like maybe 10 hours on that video taking notes.
Now, this passage was interesting to me because for those of you who haven't watched part 3 of my series, by June 30th, 2023, when Joshua sent this DM, he had already apologized privately and publicly 4 times. So I sent Joshua a response and to...
You know, and that's another thing that pisses me off too, okay? Johnny Silvestri got 3 private apologies and a public apology. Motherfucker, you got 4 fucking apology and Adam hasn't gotten 1. And that's all Adam has asked for since the beginning of this shit, is a fucking apology. But your little lying ass got 4. The math ain't mathin'. Oh, he never expressed it? Okay, well then my theory about the text messages are wrong then. Alright. Well, at least I know now my theory on the text messages are wrong. But I'm telling you, the way he described it, Josh, I'm telling you, the way he described it, it sounded like he had a thing for you. Because of the words he used. Anyway, like I said, all Adam wants is a fucking apology. And that little shit Johnny got 4. Like, what the hell?
Balance the shade that I kind of just threw him a little bit ago. I can also talk, okay? Yes, I can be a little long-winded too. So I'm only gonna read a couple of key things from my response here. Quote, since you reached out, I do have a few questions that research hasn't given me straight answers on relating to a few parts of this story. And I was wondering if you would be interested in answering them for me and perhaps sitting down for an interview to share your side. Some of my questions pertain to your relationship with Johnny, your status as a public to private person, and other questions that relate to your involvement with fandoms, both Colleen's and your own. Now, I let Joshua know that any interview wouldn't be easy, but I promised I would be fair. I told Joshua David Evans I had a lot of tough questions about the many words that have been thrown at him over the years. Was he really a crazy, manipulative ex-husband? Was he really complicit with the Colleen Ballinger nightmare? Did he really help make Miranda Sings material? His response actually shocked me. Quote, if I were to go on the record with you, it feels risky. I'd be an idiot not to at least consider it going sour. If I lose my job, I lose the house I just bought with my wife. So let's be clear. Joshua David Evans has done some sketchy shit, but unlike every other adult in this story, it seems he's willing to admit it. Certainly beats a ukulele, doesn't it? Now, it's not up to me if Josh is going to be forgiven or if he has taken the correct approach to accountability, but...
Okay, I want to say something with that right there about the forgiveness, okay? Not everybody is going to look at Josh and go, you know, like, yay, good job, okay? And you know what? That's okay. It is okay for people, and I'm not saying, like, defending Colleen. No. These same people cannot stand Colleen, all right? But it's okay for people not to, I guess, quote-unquote, forgive Johnny. It is absolutely okay. Because these are kids we're talking about. You know what I mean? So there's not just one narrative on how people react to this. Okay? That's one thing we need to... Josh. I meant Josh. Shit. Josh. Oh my God, too many J's. All right. It's not one narrative. All right? People are allowed to look at Josh and go, you know what? Glad you're speaking on it. You're doing more than Colleen, but you know what? Those were still kids. Yeah, don't forgive Johnny. He's a lying little shit. But with Josh, it's okay for people to think that. You know what I'm saying? So when you see people say that, just understand these are kids involved, and, you know, some people will take it and some people won't. All right, so that's one thing that everybody needs to realize. All right. Yeah, I meant Josh. I'm sorry. Y'all know how I feel about Johnny. Anybody who forgives Johnny, I'm gonna look at you sideways. Okay, with the allegations he was throwing around trying to be a little clout goblin. Anyway.
Unlike every other adult in this story, like Colleen Ballinger, Corey DeSoto, John Silvestri, or Chent Ballinger, Joshua David Evans has offered to take accountability. In return, I'm giving him the chance to also speak frankly about his own claims of pain publicly for the first time. So,
that's
as John Silvestri said back in part 3,
the world does want to hear Mr. Evans. The world wants to hear all of them.
And remember what I said all the way back?
You know what we want to hear from you? You little Weasley liar. You know what we want to hear from you? We want to hear the truth. That's what we want to hear from you, but we've got nothing but lies ever since you opened up your fucking mouth.
Back in part 2.
There is also a bombshell that might happen in part 3. I have been waiting to even be able to speak about this, and I still can't because we are waiting for some things to be confirmed. But if that is the case, then part 3 is going to be just mind-boggling.
Yeah, that wasn't supposed to be about John Silvestri and what went down in part 3. That was about this. For the first time on such a massive public scale, Joshua David Evans is talking about it exclusively in an interview with me right here.
Alrighty, Josh, interview, take 1.
My name is Joshua David Evans. I'm 39.
Joshua, we have a lot to talk about. Buckle up, there's a lot to cover. Hi, my name is Swoop. Please allow a brief tone shift that I do at the beginning of all of my docs to thank you. If you're seeing me for the first time, welcome. I make documentaries and short films on unsolved cases, true crime, and social media influencers who abuse their power and manipulate audiences because, as I always say, it's not drama, it's dangerous.
Yes, and we love Swoop. And I think she goes into her merch. Hold on. All right, so we're going to go to the why now. All right, here we go. Okay, so now the interview is starting. I am going to preface this to say I am very glad and grateful that Josh has been the only adult. I mean, I understand Adam's an adult now, but he wasn't an adult then, okay? So I am glad and grateful that Josh is the only adult that has stood up and said, look, I did what I did. It was wrong. And I'm going to sit here with Swoop, God help you, because I already said if I get canceled and Swoop, if I ever get canceled and Swoop comes into my DMs wanting to talk to me, I'm shutting everything down. I'm deleting my channel. I'm deleting Twitter. Y'all are never going to see me again. I'll be damned. No. Hell no. So, no. I'm deleting everything. Everything's going to get gone. All right, Josh. Thank you. You have a good night. Yeah, you know, definitely. Accountability is a huge thing, and a lot of people are too scared to do that. You know, I was explaining to a friend of mine, it seems like the YouTubers back in those days, they were taught you don't speak about it and it'll go away. You don't talk about it, it'll go away. You know? So I think it was a good thing that he went and talked to Swoop. 100%.
Let's take a breath. Joshua, we have a lot to talk about, as you know. I first just want to thank you for sitting down here with me. I know this has been a difficult time for everyone involved in the situation. That's been just unraveling across the world, really. The public has really been...
Thank you for the raid, Ruin Leon. Thank you, Leon. 07's in the chat for Leon, please. Ooh, excuse me. Oh. Thank you for the raid. I'm gonna pour me some Diet Mountain Dew. For a second. I went and brought the whole damn 2-liter with me because I knew I was going to go through several cups of this. Oh, Leon, hopefully he doesn't come and bullies us. Oh, no, he's definitely going to bully. Oh, when would Leon not bully? Hello? It's Diet Mountain Dew, Advent. Don't at me. All right, let's go.
Watching everything that's been going on, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yeah.
My goal here is to just make sure that this is fair and balanced, and to be able to help provide some more context to all of this, the whole story, everything that's been going on. Okay. Be open, be honest. That's all I can ask for. Some of these questions are not going to be very fun.
Yeah. I'm ready for that.
You said that you've turned down a number of interviews, and
yeah. I've had a lot of mainstream media reach out and ask to do this exact situation, and I said no to all of them. I'm only doing this here. I'm not going to do it anywhere else. I don't want to hop on to other channels.
My intent is never to overwhelm anyone that I speak to, and to, you know, if things become triggering or anything. As I've mentioned, we do have a trained crisis counselor on set, so if we need to stop, if we need to take a break, whatever it is, just let me know, and we can do that. Okay? We just want to make sure that while we're getting the open, honest answers and telling your story, we're also doing it in a healthy way that's not going to trigger you.
Can we stop for a moment and talk about how much I hate Swoop? And I only hate her for this one reason, okay? She's a great... I only hate her for this one reason. She's too damn pretty. Like, literally. Like, I'm not supposed to like her. She's so pretty. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's way too pretty. Ma'am. Not everybody can pull off that hair. All right? I'm sorry. She's just too damn pretty. Don't tell her I hate her because she's pretty, though. She does look like a mermaid with the wig on. I love it. She's too pretty. Way too damn pretty. Damn it. Don't tell her I said that, though. Because if she decides to make a video on me, I'm telling you, I'm gone. All right? I'm gone. If she exposes me for saying I hate her because she's pretty, I'm out. Okay? I'm out. Goodbye. Oh, God.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm going to be as transparent as I can, and I mean that. It does feel like a hurricane is in my chest right now, so I'm not afraid to face things and to speak from the heart.
Here are the facts that I have in front of me when Joshua first reached out to me. John Silvestri had accused him of harmful behavior. Regardless of how exaggerated and often false John Silvestri's allegations turned out to be, Josh himself had contributed to the culture of Colleen Ballinger's world in troubling ways. Obviously, there are allegations that have been levied against you, and we're going to get into those, but you have also alleged that you are a victim as well, and that's something that I and my team take very seriously. Beyond that, you were the only adult during the whole Colleen era and all of that is speaking, and I think that is also very important in this conversation.
I kind of expected it to be different. I didn't think I'd be the only one. To me, it's just weird that I'm the only one talking. But
I don't think it's weird at all, because that's that old school YouTube adage: you don't say anything, you just keep it quiet, and eventually it goes away. Because by then they had already figured out that most quote unquote dramas, because this is beyond a drama. This is like some serious shit, okay? But most quote-unquote dramas, if you stayed silent about it, people forgot about it. So it honestly doesn't surprise me. And think about it. She got away with it in 2020 with that bullshit video. And that bullshit cut of that live stream she did about the underwear. She got away with it. And the fact that she had huge influencers, YouTube influencers, who literally had influence. Only reason why I'm using influencers, who publicly backed her up. It was strategic. Stan, this is Josh. This is Colleen's ex-husband. And this is the interview that Swoop did with Colleen's ex-husband. Because I know you only keep up with this stuff through me. So I know I got to explain that to you.
Makes sense as well, because if you choose to have an opinion or a stance, then that means people are going to be able to criticize you.
Yeah, he was just here, Stan.
And I understood that going into it, but I also thought there was something more important than just how I was being perceived when I started to see the true effects that had happened on these young adults. So here I am. The criticisms keep rolling in, and it's hard. I'm used to not looking good for the last 7 years. I just hope that something between this conversation and your videos, I think part 1 and part 2 of your videos have already done.
And that's what bothers me too, because he was scared into silence also. And it bothers me when people are bullied into silence. I hate that. Don't bully. I mean, listen, do I think some bullying is fine? Yeah. I mean, yeah, some bullying is fine. All right. I understand that. But I mean, bully with real world consequences, totally different. All right. Not the bullshit bullying we do on YouTube over like small shit. Okay. But something this major, bullied into silence, that's sick. That's sick.
Done a lot for the people that would consider themselves affected or victims. And maybe this will kind of help put a period to that sentence.
Yeah, you know what? Is it Pisha? Pisha? Can't imagine feeling like the whole internet is against you. Could you imagine that? Like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how Adam or even Josh did it. I really don't, because literally the whole internet was against both of them. Like, I don't blame Josh for getting off the internet. I don't blame him at all. You know? And Adam, bro, he stayed on and he built his little, I don't know what you want to call it, like his following, his empire, whatever you want to call it, okay? He built himself up on the back of everybody fucking hating him. You know?
I was born in Macon, Georgia, to very conservative parents. I've always been drawn to entertainment. I was obsessed with anything like music related growing up. That led to being cast in musicals in high school, and I loved it. I loved every second of it, and I had made videos since I was a kid. And then when YouTube came out and I was aware of it back in 2008, and I would watch people like Smosh and Shay Carl.
Briefly tell me what your role is in this Colleen Ballinger story from your perspective.
Early on it was I'm the boyfriend of this Miranda person, and then that kind of, it took hold when I proposed and I made a video out of it. And then it skyrocketed, it changed. And then I had an audience. So then I definitely was perceived as like the boy next door, the guy that maybe you'll find a guy like Josh one day. Not to say that like I'm some great prize, but I knew how they were viewing me, and I tried to remain as authentic as I could. That evolved into, now I'm the fiance.
And that's that young Stan outlook on things. Okay, you had people who looked at Colleen and they were complete stans. They idolized Colleen. So my God, Josh has got to be the guy that we all want, because their queen Colleen got this guy. He must be amazing. So I can only imagine how the fans were. You know?
And look at all the things that he's doing. I wanted to put my heart into it. And there was a chunk that it felt perfect. Everything felt perfect. Then we got married. And when that happened, it just all kind of started going downhill. It became almost like they were watching a soap opera and trying to read between the lines. And I could feel that. They were making comments about what's going on. It feels different.
That's gotta be
the
so
sad part is,
uncomfortable.
it was different. I started to feel almost like a character, like a sitcom character, like I was replaceable. One of the questions I would consistently get was, if you weren't married to her, what YouTuber would you want to be married to? And it always struck me odd, because I'm like, why would you even ask me that? Like, this is a real life. This is a real marriage. This is a real relationship. I don't sit here and think, well, if it's not her, which one would I want, you know? And so I would address that on camera and be like, we're not sitcom characters. This is real. So I'm not gonna answer that question.
That's what I'm talking about with the Stan mentality. There's a blurred line between reality and what they see on YouTube. And they don't understand that marriage was real. Like, there was real feelings involved. It was a real love for him. But to them, they just see two YouTubers. That's gotta be some of the most just uncomfortable shit. You know? I'm sure it did, teaching. It would have messed with my head too. It would have totally messed with my head. You know? Listen, and I'm being for real with y'all, all right? I get uncomfortable when someone tells me, I look up to you. Something as easy as I look up to you, I'm like, no. Do not look up to me. I'm an asshole, okay? Do not look up to me. No. I have a problem with people who watch me that sometimes when they get a little too nice, I'm like, no. Because I need y'all to understand, I am a human being. I will frustrate y'all. Believe me, have you heard me talk? Of course I will frustrate y'all. And guess what? I will piss you off one day. I know for a fact, every single one of y'all in here watching right now, I'm going to piss you off one day with something that I say. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be put on a pedestal. Shut up, Dr. Herb. You're one of those short people nobody looks up to, Xylie. Shut up, Dr. Herb. But, you know, I just, those kind of things make me uncomfortable because I am a human being and I'm going to make mistakes. I'm gonna fuck up. You know? Yeah, exactly. If you think I'm entertaining and funny, that's all I ask. That's all I ask. I just want you to be entertained and think I'm funny. All right? Everything else, you know?
And to then have it evolve into real life, it did feel like I was swapped out. It did feel like I was replaced.
That's got to be a horrible feeling.
No one ever addressed that there's a new husband in the mix. I was there for 7 years, and now I'm not. And everyone's okay with it. Maybe who I am and what I am has never had any value to them or even to myself. I am replaceable. That's a hard thing to swallow.
I see you, Kay. Just know that I see you and I'm watching.
When the public thinks that is one thing. When you feel like the person that you trusted most treated you like that, I mean, it crushed me. I mean, I was already an insecure person. I think most performers, in a way, are. We're always seeking some type of validation.
And I agree with that. I think everybody who is in some kind of entertainment, you are looking for validation. That's like somebody saying, I'm uploading to YouTube and I don't care if anybody watches. That's bullshit. If you're making content on YouTube, I don't care if it's a vlog of your dog playing outside to doing what I'm doing. You obviously want some kind of attention. If you didn't want the attention, you wouldn't be uploading to YouTube. If you didn't want some kind of validation, you wouldn't be uploading to YouTube and getting those subs and getting people to watch you. I agree with his statement there. I do. I 100% agree with his statement there.
Some type of applause or good job.
Well, let me ask you really quick. When you became the husband, everything just kind of went downhill from there. And so are you speaking specifically just about the fandom, or was it once you got married to Colleen, did the marriage also just seem to spiral downhill pretty quickly?
It was more about behind the scenes, that things were changing and I couldn't stop it from changing. And I tried over and over and over to get us back on track. And I think people can see between the lines to an extent.
Much of the public knew that Josh and Colleen had dated from 2009 to 2015, and for the most part, they presented themselves as a happy, loving, carefree couple. But as we've learned time and again, what the public sees isn't always the reality of the relationship when the cameras are turned off.
Do you think, like, do you have a moment where you had a realization of now we're married and just something has changed? Was there some?
I don't think it was one single moment. Colleen and I always had a difficult relationship from the very beginning. It was very passionate and very explosive, but never truly consistent. And I was so infatuated that I just ignored the red flags and kept fighting for it, kept pushing to make things better. When you really love someone, you don't just let it go because it's hard. You adapt, you evolve, you compromise. I felt like I did that over and over and over.
And the sad thing is Tina Turner said it best. What's love got to do with it? Tina Turner said it best. I don't care how old that song is. I don't care if I'm showing my age right now. Tina Turner said it best. What's love got to do with it? And the sad thing is you got to go through something like that to understand what I'm saying. Because sometimes your heart is deceiving you. Honestly. Yes, R.I.P. Tina Turner, 100%. You know, there's a lot of times in life your heart is going to deceive you. It deceived me. I've been there, done that. I've been there, done that.
The thing that changed really was when we got married, it kind of felt like any effort to meet me in the middle stopped. How dare I ask for something? How dare I say,
oh, it's absolutely hard to see it when you're in it.
Not film tonight and just sit and have dinner with me? I tried to take us to couples therapy. She was very resistant. I was so down. I was so down.
Because she didn't care. She didn't care. Why would she want to go and do that? She didn't care. She absolutely did not care. Oh my God. Oh.
Obviously. She only went a handful of times, and I would always go, regardless if she would show up or not. And every single session, she didn't want to talk about her. It was always me, my problem, what I was doing wrong, what I needed to redirect in my brain. And it was infuriating and sad because it's just constantly just, you're wrong, not her, you're wrong.
Yeah.
What, like when you say things like, you know, she saying that you're wrong, what was that about? Just was that about the content that you're making or how you were approaching the relationship? Or
I felt disrespected a lot in that relationship. There's a misconception out there that I was some controlling husband, boyfriend guy that was not supportive of what she did. And it always bothered me because I always rooted for her. I went to so many shows, I participated in videos. Yes, it helped me out too, but I never once said, don't do this. Don't take that show. Don't tour right now. I never ever guilted her for that. All I ever wanted was, hey, if you're gonna do this, can you talk to me on the phone? And it wasn't like, please talk to me for 2 hours a day. It was just normal. To me, it felt like a normal request. And that always evolved into difficult conversations, arguments that I didn't understand.
I'm inclined to believe him about this. And a lot of that has got to do with seeing the group chats and seeing her shows and, you know, and the ukulele shit. And I'm inclined to believe him about it, honestly. She would literally have to show hard truth evidence that it wasn't like that, because I'm inclined to believe him about this. I really am. Yeah, not being willing to compromise a huge red flag. Absolutely, Jada Take. 100%. Listen, your partner is supposed to be your best friend, and you're supposed to take over the world with your partner. Where no matter how big or small your world is, you are supposed to take over the world with your partner. That is supposed to be your best friend. Not somebody that you put down, not somebody that you don't lift up. You know? Yeah, she's a mean asshole in general. Yeah, 100%, Anon. 100%.
That I was selfish, that I have expectations that are unreasonable, and I started to believe all of that. But in retrospect, I wasn't asking for anything major other than a normal, what I would view as a normal kind of relationship with the person that you've been with for 7 years. And there were other times that I thought she was really rude. There was a lot of times where on her tours, the amount of times I had to apologize to the tech crew and the people running the event because of how rude she was to them. Almost like, I'm a queen, don't talk to me, talk to my assistant. And I would look at that and go, what are you doing? They're here it's their job. The least you could do is like give them eye contact and respond.
Okay, do me a favor in the chat, all right? And I understand what y'all are saying, but please do me a favor in the chat, guys. And I'm not getting on you. I understand what you're saying, but do me a favor, all right? Let's not bring her kids into it. Okay, if we could, let's not bring her kids into it. We still, you got to think, babies are pure and babies do nothing wrong. Okay, so let's not bring kids into it. I mean, you and when I say don't bring kids, I'm like her kids. Okay, let's not do that. I would appreciate it. Thank you.
She was just so either abrasive or just didn't care. And I could see it in the faces of the crew. And time again, at least 7 or 8 times, I said, I'm so sorry. She's having a rough week. It's not anything about you. And I would try to make excuses because I didn't want her to look bad. And then I would try to talk to her.
No,
about
he
it.
loved her.
And then
Of
it
course
was
he
me
didn't want
being
her to look bad.
wrong again. I don't know. I don't know what she thought I was expecting her to be. But anytime I thought, wow, I wouldn't have spoken to them that way.
So on June 30th, 2023, the LA Times ran an article about the Colleen Ballinger saga, about Joshua David Evans opening up for the first time in years in response to Colleen's ukulele response video. This article cited a tweet of Joshua's which said, quote, "I was gaslit too." This was one of the first times a major press publication had ever discussed Joshua's own allegations against Colleen Ballinger. And here, he was able to open up about it for the first time with anybody publicly.
Yeah, I just felt like whatever truth I thought was there, she denied that truth and made me feel crazy about it. Or how she would talk about fans, or what she would say about all the gifts that they brought. There were just so many moments where I thought, that's gross.
Would she talk negatively about fans to you behind the scenes? Was that something that happened or happened often?
Now, we already know that happened. And he just confirms it.
I don't want to paint a picture like she was just this monster that just spewed hate towards her fans, because she, quote, loves her fans. I have a different interpretation of what love means to her. But there were a lot of times where she would talk negatively or make fun of someone or joke about what she was going to do with all the gifts on the tour bus. And I just thought to myself, I would never talk like that. These people are giving us a job.
Well, I'm curious because you just said that you have a different definition of love than she did. And I'm curious like what you mean by that, if you could just elaborate more on that.
She says she loves her fans. When you love something, there's a part of you that's selfless, or that's truthful, or that's just kind. And I didn't see a lot of that. And to me, it felt like...
She's not a kind person. She only, quote unquote, loves you if you can give her something. Just like she only, quote unquote, loved those kids in the Weenies chat because what they gave her was dedication and being her good little generals. She only loves you for what you can give her. That's it. And I will put money on that one. And I don't have that much money to put down. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
She didn't really love them as people. She loved what they provided for her. She loved the attention. She loved the status. She loved, like, it gave her a thrill and she loved it. But do I think she truly loved her fans? I never really felt like she did. I think she just loved what it gave her. And one of the biggest times we had a fight was because of her fans. We were doing the Josh and Colleen tour. We had a husband-wife tour. And
what year was this? Do you remember?
January of 2016.
You guys ready for this or what?
Anytime like I had the mic and it was both of us on stage and we both had different things we would do and then we did stuff together. But when we would interact and I felt like I was ad-libbing a little bit and improving, I could tell when she did not want me to keep talking. She gave me a look on stage while I was doing it because I had gone on for like 30, 45 seconds longer than we normally do about a bit. And on mic, I said, oh, I know that look. She wants me to shut up, guys. We went on, we finished the show. I got on the tour bus first. When she came on the bus, I had never seen her so livid with me. Some of the eye contact that you saw in the ukulele video, kind of a darkness in her eyes.
Yeah, there's been a lot of comments on people's perception of her look there.
I saw it all the time, especially in that moment. And she came in, and she's not really one to yell at me. She wasn't like that if anything, she just completely ignored me. But this time she yelled, and she was like, "How dare you make me look bad in front of my fans? How dare you do that?" And I was sitting there thinking, what? I don't think I really made you look bad. I made a joke. It's like a husband-wife thing. Look, honey doesn't want me talking. Here I go again. But I was.
Nah, she's Queen Colleen. You can't make Queen Colleen look bad. You can't do that. She has to be perfect at all times. Oh, such bullshit, bro. Such bullshit. Oh my God.
I was being honest, too, on stage. And in that moment, I realized she cares way more about how she is perceived than what the truth actually is.
Yes. I believe that. That's why she hasn't said anything. She is scared. She is literally running scared right now. That's why she's not saying anything. This shit could have been done months ago. Just by a simple apology. Swoop wouldn't have made all these damn videos. Great videos. Don't get me wrong. Great videos. Okay, I'm not putting down Swoop's videos at all. But none of this would have had to happen had Colleen would have simply apologized. What month are we on now about this? What month? How many months has it been? None of this would have happened. We would not be sitting here right now watching this had she would have simply apologized. Imagine. You create your own downfall by not doing the right thing. Sometimes you gotta suck it up and admit you're wrong. And she can't do it because she's scared. She's scared of the cancellation. The sad part is the cancellation is worse now than it would have been when Cody Rant's video came out. Ali, welcome to the Just Saying squad. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, I better put those back on, huh? Okay, there we go.
It was scary. I mean, it was scary because I'd never seen her really look at me that intensely before.
I think it's interesting that you said I'm assuming you were paraphrasing, but if she was saying something like, "How dare you do that in front of my fans," when it was a tour for the two of you, the idea behind that would be that it would be your shared fans. I was curious, if you felt like there was animosity or competition. Were there moments where it was just mutually supportive, or was it more of a one-sided thing, like these are my fans? Or can you walk me through that? Like, what was that like, having a relationship and you guys both creating together and separately in your own right?
I always felt like, well, because she made it obvious with her words and actions that they were her fans. They were not mine. And when we decided to do a tour together as husband and wife, I thought, wow, she's really like looking at me like an equal. And it meant the world to me. I didn't want to be bigger than her, but the fact that it felt like it's 50-50. Wow, I've never felt 50-50 with her before. And then she was very adamant about doing Miranda on the husband and wife tour.
How sad is that you're in a marriage and you don't feel like it's 50-50? Even with my husband now, okay? And he's the one that's working. I'm the one that I do this, okay? This is what I do now, okay? Besides being a housewife and, my job being the house. I still feel 50-50 with him. Because we still make major decisions together. I'm not going to be in a relationship where it's one-sided. I had to learn that the hard way. And thank God I found the man that I have. Y'all know I praise Mr. Xylie all the time. I praise him. Because I finally got in a relationship where I felt like it was 50-50. So I understand what Josh is saying. I truly do understand what Josh is saying. And that's true, Sakura. You're right. Pumpkin actually does make all the decisions. We just so happen to pay the bills, and Pumpkin tells us what to do. That is true. That's very true. Pumpkin is the supreme ruler of this house.
And I didn't understand that. Why do you need to do Miranda when it's billed as us? If you bring Miranda in it, it's just a Miranda show. with us. That was one of the times that she did go to therapy with me, and the therapist sided with her.
Ugh.
Why would you not allow her? Why would you have a problem with her doing that? And it made me feel like I was being controlling. And I didn't look at it as like trying to control her. I just thought, if we're really doing 50-50, why would you whip out this massive character? If I spoke up and said, I don't see why you're pulling that out. She just didn't understand. She thought, you controlling, how dare you? This is what brought us here. This is what got us this tour.
We've seen evidence of her, you know, making those types of claims to her fans. I'm curious, was that something that she said directly to you?
She might not have said the word, but she alluded to it countless times. There was one time where I was on my own tour and she was in Canada filming her show. And she just avoided talking to me for days. And we're married at this point. There was one time, I remember I was about to perform. I had an hour before the show, and I went back to my hotel room, and I finally got her on the phone. And all of this pain and like feelings of being disregarded kind of came to the surface. And I really just kind of let it out on the phone. Was I yelling at her? No. But I was very passionate in the way I talked, very upset. And what she told me days later is, I saw Eric, which is her husband now, right after I got off that phone call with you, and I told him, oh, well, I just got yelled at by my husband for 15 minutes.
Was that something that you felt was happening often, that she would go to him and share details of your relationship?
I don't know if she thought I was blind, but I saw it from the beginning. When she cast him, I remember all the other people that went through the cycle of that audition circuit. That character was supposed to be not conventionally like a good-looking guy. And when she started, wanting him, I thought...
Okay, to be fair, I don't think he's a conventionally good-looking guy. But then again, he's not my type. He's not my type. I'm not being petty, okay? I'm not just saying that because he's married to Colleen. It's just, to me, he is not that great looking. I'm just saying. But I'm not being petty. That's just me personally, okay? I like big lumberjack dudes, okay? Listen, I always said, I like them big dudes that can throw me over their shoulder and run a mile down the road if there was a zombie apocalypse, all right? If you can't pick me up and throw me on your shoulders, nah, okay?
Thought, he's kind of a good-looking dude. You want him to play this character that's supposed to be like the male Miranda? And I thought, I can't say anything. She's gonna think I'm jealous. She's gonna think I'm controlling. I did bring up, that's odd that you're pushing for him when he's conventionally a good-looking guy.
Now, the person Joshua was talking about is actor Eric Stocklin, somebody we've mentioned often in the series but haven't covered anywhere near as much as Colleen or most of her inner circle. Now, Eric Stocklin is an actor who, during the early 2010s, popped up in smaller roles in shows like The Vampire Diaries, Bones, and Criminal Minds before he got his big break, and a starring role on a Netflix show called Haters Back Off. What you might not know is that while she was working on this show's first season, she was married to Joshua David Evans. 2 weeks before that season came out, on October 14th, 2016, Colleen announced her divorce from Joshua, and less than 2 years after that, Colleen Ballinger got married again to her Haters Back Off co-star, Eric Stocklin.
There were just a lot of times that I knew she was hanging out with him. I knew that he had been over to her apartment in Canada, or that she went over to his place and, quote, everyone was there. It's just hard to talk about.
Oh, no, I was talking about the current husband, Stan. I wasn't talking about Josh. No, Josh is a good-looking dude. Josh is a good-looking dude. He's got really pretty eyes. That one picture of him, I really like that one picture of him because his eyes just pop out. He's got really pretty eyes, I think.
There was a time right before the divorce happened, and it was VidCon, and she didn't stay at VidCon very long. She, at that point, kind of thought, I'm bigger and better than
Natanya,
this.
here it is right here.
Well, I loved
this
it.
part.
But she left and went back to our house that we had. Someone communicated and relayed to me, hey, while you're out at VidCon, she's having a few people over to the house. And I was like, who? And they said, Eric, Corey, and a romantic interest, and Rachel and her boyfriend at the time. And I just thought it was weird. And so I was supposed to spend the night that night near VidCon because it was a long drive. Something in my gut said, no, go back home. So I finished the show. I didn't tell her, and I got in the car, and I drove back. She kept messaging me like, are you in your hotel room? Where are you? Where are you?
Now remember, Bunny picked up, I believe it was Bunny that picked up on this, right? Remember, she would go days without talking to him, okay? She never really wanted to talk to him when he wasn't around, right? But now all of a sudden she wanted to make sure he was in his hotel room? Girl. And he was smart. Except for the fact, 15 minutes in, he shouldn't even told her he was coming home. He'd have been like, nah, I'm in the car. I'm going to go get myself something to eat. 15 minutes later, walk in the door. He would have caught him.
And within the last probably 15 minutes or so of the drive, I came clean and I said, I'm actually almost home.
See, he's too truthful. He's way too truthful. He should have just told her, yeah, I'm in the car getting something to eat. She would have known no different. She would have known no different.
And when I walked through those doors, it reeked of alcohol and cigarettes, and no one was there. Nobody was there. And then I went upstairs, and she was sitting on her bed, playing her ukulele. I could tell she was...
That goddamn ukulele. You know what? I bet you when this came out, okay, look, this is petty me talking. When this came out, I just imagined Colleen taking the ukulele and smashing it against the wall because she was so angry. Or bopping Corey upside the head with the ukulele or something. It's just, I feel like that ukulele is in fucking pieces right now. I can't believe he talked to Swoop. I'm telling you.
She had some drinks in her. No big deal. Have a drink. It's your house. She smelled of smoke. And I was like, what's going on? Where is everybody? Oh, they had to go. They had to leave. And I just thought, just the red flags were popping off in my head. Like, why would you have everyone leave when you knew I was showing up? Unless you didn't want me to be around it. But the final words I said to her to her face, the last thing I ever said to her to her face, as I was leaving, I turned to her and I said, when you're effing Eric in our bed, I want you to think of me. And I said it right to her face, eyes locked. And her response was, it's not like that, he has a girlfriend. And then what was exposed very soon after was that they had started a relationship. It sucks that that's the last thing I said to her.
That's like
No, it doesn't suck. That's the last thing you said to her. No, it doesn't suck. If anything, I think you should have said a little bit more. Honestly. But no, it don't suck. Because that means you were finally over it. You were over the bullshit. You were over the bullshit. It didn't suck that he said that.
You have not said anything to her?
She threatened me a few months later through text that if I continued to talk about her in any way, shape, or form is what she said. If you mention me in any way, I'm going to get lawyers on you.
And knowing she had the damn money to do it. Oh my God. He was literally bullied into silence. He was literally bullied into silence. Like, bro.
And my response to that was her branded slogan. All I said.
You know what? Yes. And her saying he has a girlfriend, bitch, you had a husband. That's true. That's a good point. That's a very good point. No, it's not like that. He has a girlfriend. Bitch, you had a husband. Why is there a strange man in your house when you had a whole ass husband? A whole ass husband. Marriage vows and everything. Girl, please. I'll be damned.
It was spread happiness. And that was the last thing I wrote to her, with a little sunflower, because that's what she always used.
On September 1st, 2023, Joshua and I hopped on Zoom for a few more questions I had for him.
Okay, I have to admit, I like Josh's hair here. I don't know what it is. When he does his little thing on top of his head, I like his hair here. I can't help it.
Namely, I wanted to get his reaction to what happened in part 3 of my Colleen docuseries, but I also wanted to get him to elaborate further on a few topics that he brushed on during our main interview. Even though that was 7 hours long, there were things I wanted more context on. So whenever you see this switch over to Zoom, that interview took place after.
Ha! Miss Stripe, spread happiness. Sunflower, middle finger, sunflower. Thank you, Miss Stripes. Eric was a side hoe. I mean, he was technically the side hoe. Eric was literally the side bitch. He literally was. Just saying.
After the truth about John Silvestri came to light.
I was always uncomfortable with Eric and her relationship. Anytime I had an inkling, do you have a thing for that person? It only happened like 3 or 4 times. But every single time I had an inkling, it happened.
Sorry, when you say it happened, are you saying that she had cheated multiple times, like with different people, or?
In the first 3 months of us dating, I had this weird feeling in my gut that we were exclusive. We were saying, I love you. It was this whirlwind romance. I had this feeling in my gut that something wasn't right. I didn't know what it was. And I did a foul thing. She walked out. She was doing something. She left the apartment. And I pulled up the laptop that she was on and I read some Facebook private messages that she had been sending. and it broke my heart. I caught her sending back and forth messages to a guy that I had already brought up. Hey, who's this guy and why is he saying this kind of stuff to you? Like, I don't think that's appropriate. And she would always be like, oh no, he's gay or he's not into me. What I found was that in those messages, she was saying exactly to him what she had said to me when we were first starting to date and get to know each other. She was using the same catchphrases, the same, you're the best in the West. That sticks out to me because she used to say that about me, and she said it to him, and I confronted her about it. The next day, I was still upset, and I remember her saying, if this is how you're going to be, if you're not over this now, then I can't be in a relationship with you, period, if you're still going to be upset. And I thought to myself, but I'm upset because I caught you talking to another guy, all lovey-dovey, all sweet. Now you're upset with me for still being upset 24 hours later. But in that moment, it taught me, if I speak up about something that I caught that I didn't think was right, her response is, then I'm out.
And that's where she got him. And in every relationship that is like that, there's always the one defining moment that lets the bad person in the relationship know that they got him. And that's where she knew she got him. She knew she could probably get away with just about anything at that moment. Because he was a nice guy. He really loved her. He's not conniving. He's not any of that. He's just a normal, nice guy. And she knew she got him. You know what, Stan? These damn women, Augie is right. Yep. Damn women. I'm on my misogynist arc. I can't help it right now. But seriously, though, she knew she had him at that point. She knew it.
I'm gone. 2 months later, Swoop, the same thing happened. With
a different person?
No, same person. He was saying, I'm so sorry. If I got you in trouble with your boyfriend, I'm so sorry.
And you know what, Moody Morgan, you're right. That ain't foul. Because you know what? Fun fact. That's how I caught my first husband. I had a suspicious feeling because he was talking to a chick online. And guess what I did? I went and looked. It won't foul. You were going with your gut. Because I'm going to tell you now, if my husband asked me, hey, can I look at your DMs with whoever? Yeah, sure, here, go. I don't care. I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide. At all. I don't get strange phone calls. I don't talk a certain way in DMs. I have nothing to hide. I tell them everything. If you're in a relationship where you gotta hide shit, you're not in the right relationship. Just saying. My husband knows everything. I talk to everybody about my husband knows everything.
And she said, please don't apologize. Do not apologize. We can keep doing this as long as my boyfriend doesn't know about it. I have no problem with this.
Shit.
I should have known because she showed me who she was so early on. It left a mark that never went away.
But you gotta live and learn too. Okay? That's one of those situations you live and learn. You listen, unless you're put into a situation like that, you don't know. It's one of those live and learn type of situations. You can't blame people for living life and learning lessons. And that's exactly what that was. You can't blame somebody for that. Because sometimes, like I said, your heart deceives you. Your heart will literally lie to you.
How did that make you feel through all of the years that you were together?
I don't think this now because I've worked with a therapist. I thought it was my fault. The whole time I thought I did something to deserve this. Here's this amazing person. She has presented this amazing thing to me. It's my fault. I need to change how I view these things. I need to change. The biggest time she gave me an ultimatum was she just said nonchalantly, if you don't propose to me within a year, I'm done. And for me, I was like, I wish you didn't say that because I just, in my own self, got to that point. I just found that. And now you're giving me an ultimatum. Just feels icky. It feels gross.
Throughout the course of your relationship, do you feel like she would make posts or remarks publicly that were targeted at you?
I think she would post things knowing that I had verbally said that makes me uncomfortable. Hey, I saw on your Insta story, like, you're really flirting really heavy with your director for your Netflix show. Like, it's there for everyone to see. It's blatant flirtation. And then that would turn into me being controlling when I'm just sitting here going, you're not just like having fun. You're flirting and chasing this man down. The comments are saying that you're flirting. She knew the things that didn't make me feel great, and she would do them anyway. She's her own person. She can do whatever she wants.
Why do you think she would do those things, that knowing that it made you uncomfortable?
I think maybe she resented me.
She's one. Colleen. Oh, God. Colleen was one of those, or is, I'm going to say was, all right, being that the relationship was past tense. Colleen was one of those people, okay, because men do this too, all right? You know, basically wrong people do this, all right? Colleen was one of those people that I'm going to do shit to piss you off because I really like it when you grovel over me, when you get mad over me. I like the attention. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to get any kind of attention from you. Why? Because I know you're not going to leave me. So I might as well get the joy of getting whatever kind of attention I can get out of you. That's the kind of person she was. I'll do whatever it takes to get whatever kind of attention I want from you. She didn't care. She knew he wasn't leaving. Gross, dude. She was fucking gross.
What would lead you to think she might have resented you?
She didn't act like she liked me. She wasn't kind. She didn't make me feel seen. She didn't make me feel like I mattered. I didn't feel like I was in a relationship the majority of the time. I felt like a shell. It would drive me crazy because people in the comments would notice.
Nat for $5. More people should be talking about male victims of this kind of abuse. Josh deserved better. No, I agree. I think it's getting better in our society about that, which is a good thing. I think that's a great thing. People have to understand that men can be abused too. And that can be everything from emotional, psychological to physical. Men can be abused too. You know, it's a people problem. It's not a specific sex problem. You know? It's a people problem. And we, as a society, need to look at it as a people problem. It's not just women that it happens to. You know? No, I agree.
Which made me feel even more embarrassed and more small.
According to Joshua, the last time he spoke with Colleen, she threatened him with legal action if he ever spoke about her or their relationship. He rarely directly spoke her name. However, Joshua did try to speak out a few times.
There was a common narrative that was kind of spread around you and Colleen at the time of the divorce, where people were saying that you just remained silent, which isn't entirely true.
I have held my tongue for years, 2 or 3 years. I've held my tongue more than you know, and it's killing me. I'm just going to tell the truth. I want to tell you about my life. And I want to tell you about what really happened, and it might piss off a lot of people. It might piss off the subscribers, and it might piss off Colleen. It might piss off people in my family.
So I'm curious because you haven't shared much about your relationship. Why now are you sharing this?
This is the very first time in 6 or 7 years after it happened where I feel like if I were to say something, I'm not going to be attacked by hundreds of thousands of teenagers.
Yeah.
Now, when Colleen and Joshua got divorced, Joshua was almost immediately met with constant daily attacks in comments and in his DMs, as well as on gossip websites like Gossip Garden and Gossip Baker.
Oh, dear God. I can only imagine how bad it was for him. I could only freaking imagine. Oh, shit. I could only imagine.
It's been rumored for years that Joshua, in response to the constant harassment, became obsessed with what people were saying about his divorce and began not so subtly trolling the gossip blogs for information. There are some interesting allegations relating to Joshua's mindset from this time period that we discovered after the initial interview, so I decided to ask him directly about it. We have seen a relationship that you had of sorts with a site called Gossip Garden and Gossip Bakery. These both ring a bell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
There have been rumors for years that you were allegedly prowling these gossip sites, trying to get information about your relationship or your divorce with Colleen.
There were rumors going around that I had done bad things or that I cheated on her. And I was so upset by it that I would spend so much time searching, where's this coming from? Who's saying this? I get sent links. Hey, did you see this? Did you see this is being said about you? And I would hop on. I'd sure as hell would go look and see what was going on and what they were saying. Still feeling like I don't have a voice. I'm just watching, hoping that someone is going to see between the lines and see that a lot of what's being said isn't true. But yeah, I spent a lot of time. It was not good for my mental health because
I don't blame him. I can understand that. His world got crushed. You get in that mindset, you want to see what everybody is saying. I totally understand that. I don't blame him for that. I really don't. I understand that. On a personal level, I understand that. You have to eventually get to a point where you just don't care anymore and you stop looking. But in the beginning, you look at everything. And then after a while, you're like, fuck it. I'm going to live my life now. I don't care anymore. Say what you want to say. I don't care anymore.
anytime I get something about me, I was fixated on it because I was getting so much hate from everywhere.
We've seen, some tweets and things that you may have been speaking in code on Twitter.
I mean, sure. There was a time where they're like, we think he's lurking. We think he is reading some of these posts. Josh, if you're reading this, post a picture of X. At the time, especially because this is when I was drinking very heavily alone. There was like 2 times that I literally did the thing that they asked me to do. But if you were on that page, you knew exactly oh gosh, Josh is here. He is watching.
There was also a rumor that you may have been posting to these sites posing as your aunt.
No, I was not. I would put money on the fact that it probably was my aunt.
Have you ever talked to your aunt?
Nope. I never spoke to her about it. I have not had a conversation with any family member or friend about go to this site and say this type of thing.
Okay, I'm going to be honest about this part. All right. Maybe he got extremely drunk and he doesn't remember, which is a possibility. And I'm not saying he's flat out lying. I'm not saying he's being deceitful, because quite honestly, if he did it, I don't care. I really don't care. It doesn't affect the story of what happened to him. It doesn't affect the story of Johnny lying about him. It doesn't affect the story of everything else Colleen did to him. But I don't know if I believe that the aunt was the one who did that. I'm going to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he probably did it. He could have been drunk when he did it because he was drinking heavily back then. Would make sense if he was the one that did it. And honestly, I wouldn't care either way if he did. But when you're in that position where you're obsessed with seeing people talk mad shit about you and make shit up about you, it makes sense that he did. You know? But it doesn't, listen, that has nothing to do with the fact of the shit he was going through. Honestly. It has nothing, it doesn't move the story any way at all. You know? But if he did, he did. If he didn't, he didn't. Okay? It doesn't affect the story, but I have a feeling he probably did. So, I mean, he could possibly not remember doing it. He was drinking heavily then. You heard him. He was drinking heavily, alone, by himself. So,
that never happened. There was a period within the first 6 months of everything happening. It was chaos, and people were saying that I cheated, which I did not, or that I was.
Billy Joe says, I feel like being on the gossip sites was a form of survival mode. Yes, 100%. He needed to know what everyone was saying to keep himself from trusting anyone again. No, I agree. No, Billy Joe, that's exactly what it is. It was survival mode. Your survival instincts kick in. And the best way in your mind when it kicks in like that, the best way and the best thing to do is go find out what the fuck they're saying so you know what to fight against. Absolutely. 100%.
Was not. One of my friends at the time, and I'm no longer close with this person, was adamant. You got to go in there. You got to create names. You got to create whoever you want to be and go drop the truth, because this narrative is going to continue. It's going to continue, and you won't have a way to fight against it. And, you know, for a while, I would sit there and really think about it. But then I thought, there's no way I could get away with that. It was something that had crossed my mind many times. So if I'm being really honest with you, it doesn't make me look good. I wanted to create an account. I wanted to, especially like when I saw the evolution, when there's someone like an Ask Me Anything on Reddit that has been verified as someone in my life, and they have gone on to say things about me that I'm like, that's not true. And who are you? You're not getting the facts right, but they're accepting it as truth. The AMA sent me to a dark place because what they were saying wasn't true about me. So now I don't have a voice, and if I even try to have a voice, they'll be like, you're just trying to catch up from other people that got there first.
It's gross. So gross what happened to him. Game in which I don't know. YouTube's being dumb right now. Hold on. Let me look. Yeah, I didn't get it. So I don't know. YouTube's just being stupid. All right, guys, how are we doing? Are we doing okay so far? We're making good time. We're an hour and a half in. Doing good. Doing well. Okay, good. Stan's like, I'm doing great. I'm playing Silent Hill. All right, let's keep going.
It is interesting. I don't want to make assumptions, but you had said something earlier where it sounded like, you know, when she said, don't speak about me, don't say my name, all of those types of things. Did you feel that you, for a period of time, that there was a level of silencing that was being done to you in regards to being able to speak about your experience in that relationship?
I absolutely felt silenced. And
Well,
I felt
yeah.
like
If she's threatening to sue you, of course. Of course. And then her fan base versus yours and everything else. Of course you were silenced. What? 100% you were.
I didn't know specifically then that she was orchestrating.
Teaching Trends for 20. Thank you for the sticker. You are amazing. Thank you. I appreciate it, Teaching. Thank you for the 20. 07's in the chat for trending, please.
Things because what she presented online,
Or excuse me, teaching, not trending. My bad. Okay, I had a moment. 07's in the chat for teaching. Thank you.
was not go after him. But what she was saying to people in DMs was, he's this, he's that, making fun of me, critiquing things, making claims about me that are not true, things that never happen. But anytime I did try,
okay, hold on.
He was saying to people in DMs was,
there are scenes and dialogue based on true events in season 2, but you didn't hear it from me, and that's the mother effing T. Again, this is in Weenie's chat. These are kids saying it makes me feel sick thinking about what he has done. How long was he like that, Colleen? Literally trauma dumping. Hey, Papa Gut. Papa Gut. Papa Gut. This shows the trauma dumping she was doing that you said she didn't do.
he's this, he's that, making fun of me.
It makes no sense. He tries to get pity for being heartbroken over me, but he constantly tries to drag me through the mud. You can't be heartbroken over someone you hate, so which is it? Hey, Papa Gut, there's the trauma dumping that you said didn't happen. Paging Papa Gut. Loba for 5. I made it live. Great channel. Oh, you are speaking Spanish. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, Papa Gut. Here's the trauma dumping that you said didn't happen, bro.
Critiquing things, making claims about me that are...
The kids that were in this chat was 13, 14, 15, and 16. And I think maybe one 17-year-old. Hey, Papa Gut, do you think it's appropriate for a grown-ass woman in her 30s to trauma dump her about her ex-husband to these literal children who know nothing about life and what it takes to be married or even have a fucking relationship? Hey, Papa Gut, here's the trauma dump we were talking about. I should keep my mouth shut. All he wants is attention. I'm sick of it. Yeah, look at these kids, man. I should keep my mouth shut. No, you should not. There you go, Papa Gut. There you go. I bet you. Did he even react to this video? Gaming Witch for 100. YouTube guys, please let this work. Also, like the stream, y'all. Gaming Witch, thank you for the 100. 07's in the chat for Gaming Witch, please. I would like to know if Papa Gut reacted to this video yet. Anywho, let's keep going.
Are not true. Things that never happened.
Oh, here's another one. Being screamed. Oh, here's a trauma dump, Papa Gut. Being screamed at every day for hours and being told you're a whatever is not love or making a marriage a priority. Just want to throw that out there. Oh, look, it's in the weenies with 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds. Is that appropriate to talk to children about? Is it appropriate to trauma dump? Bro.
But anytime I did try to open up, the amount of hate, the passionate hate that I would get from people online, it was just never ending. And even when I would stop.
Okay, let's hear what he has to say and I'll go back.
From people online, it was just never ending. And even when I would stop talking about it or alluding to it and I would post a normal thing about nothing regarding that, the comments would be full of it. Full of, go end yourself.
All right, so the comments would be, go end yourself. And you could tell he's Southern because the damn closed captions don't like him. That's what happens to us. We can't help it.
Hate, the passionate hate that I would get from people online.
Okay, hold on. I'm glad you put yourself first, love. And protecting yourself and getting out of a blank relationship is not giving up on a marriage. It's brave.
It was just never ending.
Got him a tour, got him subscribers, gave him a family, paid for everything, flew wherever he was.
And even when I would stop talking.
How the actual whatever, I would have time to cheat when I was creating, writing, executive producing, and starring in my own Netflix show, while posting 4 videos a week and also talking to my partner for hours every single night after working a 16-hour day just to be blanked at and told I was blanking other than 3 hours of sleep. Other than the 3 hours of sleep I got, when would I cheat? Tell me. Still in the weenies. We're still in the weenies chat here. It's
about
amazing.
it or alluding to it, and I would post a normal thing.
I flew every other weekend for 9 months to see him in the cat's pajamas. He wouldn't even come to Canada when I was doing my own show.
About nothing regarding that.
Oh. Okay, so this must be something he was talking about. Just saw this too. And we're still in the weenies, y'all. Just saw this too. Sounds like he's literally explaining what he had done to me for the past 8 years. How anyone could believe this breaks my heart. All I ever did was promote him and support him, and now he continues to blank 10 months after everything while I've stayed kind and loving no matter what he says or does. When will he just leave me alone? Anyway, I know I shouldn't even be saying anything. Bitch. You're right. You shouldn't have been saying anything. 2 children. This is coping, seething, and molding, and trauma dumping. 2 kids. 2 literal kids. Bro.
The comments would be full of it. Full of...
All right, what a Toots McGee. Toots for 5. It takes so much audacity to type a paragraph about how you don't have time to cheat to a group of people you giddily told about your cheating to. Bro. Right.
Go end yourself. You know, you don't deserve to exist. I know where your next show is. I ended up hosting another end of VidCon party the next year.
Exactly. Had a whole ass marriage counselor and she thought kids would have been better. Girl. Exactly. Exactly. This too much? You are correct. You are correct. LOL. Xylie, imagine you break up and all of a sudden you go to a playground and start trauma dumping your life on kids. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. If anything, Matt Pitt might hear it. Matt Pitt and Core might have to hear it. It'll probably be Matt Pitt and Core. Let's be honest. Matt Pitt, Core, Skip, and the girls on the broadcast. Okay? That's probably who would hear it. Skip would be the first one. I'd be like, emergency meeting, and putting the red lights that spin around in the Discord message, emergency meeting, and she would know right then and there, we need a phone call. And then I'd be crying to her.
And the amount of death threats I got before that event terrified me, because at this point, Christina Grimmie had been killed at a meet and greet at a venue that I had performed in. She was not even...
Nat for 5. Here's a 5 for pumpkin spice latte fun. Thank you. Getting one tomorrow. Joy Daly for 5. Josh dodged a massive bullet not having kids with her. True. I agree, because it probably would have been worse. Mix Maria, marriage counselor would have called her on her bullshit. Probably. Thank you for the $1.99. 07's in the chat for them, please.
Even like a personality type. She's just a wonderful hearted singer that has so much to give. And I had the thought of, well, if someone is innocent and to me as pure as her, it happened to her, well, there's a lot of people that don't like me. I have to take it seriously. I can't just be like, no, it's nothing. They're just being dramatic. I didn't believe that. I was scared to go on. I was scared. I
don't blame him. I would have been scared too. He's getting death threats. The one girl somebody already killed her. I don't blame him. I would have been scared too. Shit, I probably wouldn't have gone. I probably wouldn't even have gone. I'm going to be honest.
At the time, and they gave me security. I'd never had security before. And it was so daunting and weird to think the reason why I have security, just to go from backstage.
No, Joy, nobody was killed over this. He was getting death threats, and another creator had already been killed at a meet and greet. So it was around the same time someone else had gotten killed. Totally different situation, but it was still a creator. And he was getting death threats at the time. Yeah, Christina Grimmie. And he was scared. So, yeah. She was a singer. Very, very talented. There you go. Thank you, Midna.
To the stairs of the stage was because someone might try to do something. And then that catapulted into... My sister was getting those death threats. My little sister. I took it very seriously, and I got angry.
Yeah, his little sister was getting death threats too. Like oh my God, bro.
So angry because I knew that Colleen was aware of it. And I'm like, she could say one thing and stop this.
I was going to say, she could have just one statement, one tweet could go a long way to provide some security for you.
But that wouldn't serve a purpose for her. She's not willing to step out and say, don't do this to him. She liked it. Again, like that moment.
Just like she didn't do with Adam. She didn't do that with Adam either. She didn't stop James Charles for saying what he's saying. Nobody stopped Mysterious on what she said. Nobody stopped anybody for what they said when it came to Adam. She's not going to stop anybody because they're protecting her. And remember, it's all about Colleen. Have a good night, Gravedigger. Thank you for stopping by.
Moment on the bus. How dare I make her look bad in front of her fans? It was that times a billion. This wasn't a little moment on stage. This is, hey, he might say that maybe I'm not the greatest person. Maybe I mistreat people. Maybe I'm very selfish. So let me paint him to be far worse than he could ever say about me. And I'll shut him up. It worked. I did shut up. Am I innocent? No. Did we argue? Yeah. Did I say things that I regret? Absolutely. There's also a part of like control that still exists in your own heart and in your head where you feel like, I still have to vouch for this person.
You know, it's funny that you say that, Ollie. Colleen acting like she's an A-list celeb. But the thing was, Ollie, here's the thing about Colleen Ballinger. She is a celebrity. She's beyond YouTube. She still does YouTube, but she's beyond YouTube. She has literally been invited to red carpet events. And this is before YouTubers were invited to things like that. This was before YouTubers are what they are now. She was literally on TV shows. She was literally talked about in the news. She had 2 Netflix specials. She was selling books. She literally, I wouldn't say a celebrity like an A-list celebrity. Like, she's not Tom Hanks or something like that. But she was a celebrity. She literally was. How do you combat a celebrity? Her fandom alone crushed people.
Because what if we work it out? What if things get okay? I don't want to badmouth her because we could work through this. I always thought we can work through it. We made vows. That's serious stuff. There had been so many times throughout those 7 years.
Yeah,
we were
she
married,
was part
when
of.
we were
Yes, thank you, Fairy. She was part of the it crowd, and she really was. She was part of the it crowd, and she used that. She used that backing against Josh, and she used that backing against Adam. I guess I'm lucky I grew up watching Smosh, PewDiePie, and Niga Higa. I remember him. I haven't seen them on any serious stuff like this. True.
Dating that people would sit me down and be like, what are you doing? She strings you along, she messes with your heart, she breaks your heart, and right when you heal and you're leaving, she pulls you back in. It's like your toy when someone else might have the ability to play with it. She didn't like that.
Now, if you've been watching my docs for a while, you might be familiar with the concept of power dynamics, which is how any kind of relationship, be it interpersonal or professional, is balanced by what each party can put into the relationship. And we've talked about power dynamics as they relate to fans and creators before, and how that power dynamic is inherently lopsided. It's very important to note that on virtually every level, there was a power imbalance between Colleen Ballinger and Joshua David Evans. Specifically, aside from the dynamic between a man and a woman, she was more powerful in virtually every regard.
Now, I know a lot of people have a problem with the power dynamic argument, okay? But I'm sorry. In this instance, you cannot look past that because she literally used the power dynamic against him. She literally used the power dynamic against Adam. She knew she was the one on top. And look, I understand people overuse that shit. I get it. I 100% get people overuse that power dynamic. On every little situation, power dynamic. But I honestly believe in this case, she used it. She knew she had the power. And I think in this case, that is the correct wording for this. It was absolutely it's absolutely the correct wording for this, honestly.
Than he ever could have been.
Something that I think has not been discussed very much is the power dynamic in your relationship with Colleen. And Colleen inherently just had that power imbalance because of her success and her celebrity, the notoriety, the fandom at her disposal. Is that something that you have thought about?
I was aware of it from the very first moment that we were like a thing. Because early on she made it known that if I had a different opinion of something, that it was not as important as her opinion of something. And I always kind of had to like succumb to what she wanted. From just dating to, big life things where we were living, whose job takes us somewhere. If I booked a really great job, well, she's not going. But if she booked a job, she was expecting me to go with her. And not only that, I was always made aware of it by comments. It's always been a thing that has been shoved in my face. My parents said during one of the times we broke up before we were engaged or anything, and they compared her to a train. And they said, this is the Colleen train.
Rose, I'm going to be honest. I do believe it's overused. And when I say that it's overused, it's usually overused by Twitter idiots. Twitter idiots use power dynamic as an argument way too often. Honestly. It's way overused. Especially on Twitter. Because Twitter doesn't understand real life. Honestly. But I think in this situation, there was most definitely a power dynamic, and she fucking used it against him. And there was a power dynamic with Adam, and she used it against him. 1000%. Yeah, Ollie's like, and from Twitter people, enough said. Exactly, Ollie.
You either get on as a passenger or she's going to leave the station without you. You're just on one of the cars. And if you decide that it's not, that you can't handle certain aspects of her, it doesn't matter because she will leave the station without you and not look back.
I mean, we have to speak to the foreshadowing of that, right? The toxic gossip train.
My father used that metaphor. I hated hearing it because I knew everyone saw it. Everyone saw it from all walks of life, from all chapters and seasons of me. Everyone was aware that that dynamic was off. And
my parents saw it too. My parents saw it too, and I didn't listen. I didn't listen. Because you know what? Your heart lies to you. Your heart fucking lies to you. I saw it, and my parents saw it too, and I didn't listen.
That's why everyone was like, I know who you are, Josh. You're strong-willed. You do what you think is right. You're an independent person, but why are you neglecting all of that part of yourself in this relationship? Why do you let this relationship change you in that way? I was so in love with love. I was so in love with the idea of marriage that I thought, if I make this commitment and she's the person I'm choosing, I'm going to have to make it work and I'm going to have to make compromises. And I did it to a fault from the very beginning. There was a long time where I felt like I deserved all the pain I got because I didn't listen to them.
Yeah.
And I paid for it year after year after year.
Yeah, same, bro. Same, bro. Same here. I didn't listen to them either, and I had to deal with it. Not on your level, but it was pretty fucking bad for me too. So I feel you. But unfortunately, that's how you learn life. If I would have listened every time my mother would have told me something, I probably wouldn't be sitting here doing YouTube and probably be living a grand lifestyle of, and making, 6 figures a year and stuff like that. I probably would have been doing that instead, honestly. But you gotta live and you gotta learn. It's just, unfortunately, his live and learn was real rough. And it's sad. It's sad. It's real sad.
While I was in it, and especially while I was out of it.
There was something that struck me a little bit ago when you said that you were in love with love. And as you've been talking about Colleen and your relationship, I don't know if you are aware, but you have had some distancing language. You spoke about the wedding, not our wedding. And you talked about this person. And
yeah, because he's disassociating. That's what you got to do to heal sometimes. He's disassociating himself from it because that's what you got to do to heal. I hate to say it, but it's the truth.
And that you're with, not Colleen. And even down to saying you were in love with love, not I was in love with Colleen, I was in love with her. I wonder if that's something that you are aware.
Fully
and
aware.
What's going on in your head when you speak that way?
I guess I distanced myself because I trained myself to always distance how I speak about it. Because anytime I said words, names, our, this, it was, you are not over it. You're so, all you do is talk about her. So I tried not to say her name. I had rekindled my relationship with my now wife, and I didn't want to be saying her name. To me, it felt like that's at least the bare minimum respect I can give, is not just dropping my ex's name all the time.
You talked about what sounded like her kind of hanging the fandom over your head, almost in a way of weaponizing the fandom in your one-on-one experience with her. And we know from evidence that has come to light that she was weaponizing and trying to, like the Cody rant and the Adam, trying to get people to dig up things about you, to use the fans against you.
I knew she could always do it.
Oh, Miss Cody rants. I stood up for Adam, did you, girl? Because we sure as hell found them tweets that you didn't. Oh, Miss Cody rants. How in the hell? I'm sorry, I gotta do a sidebar here because it just hit me. How in the hell you gonna be a grown-ass adult and stand over the Miranda character? What grown-ass adult finds the Miranda character funny? Like, literally. What grown-ass adult is going to... First of all, what grown-ass adult is going to stand another adult? To the point where you are all up in that fandom. That is just weird to me. I'm sorry. That's weird to me. Like, I can understand liking a creator. I can understand liking a creator where you like most of their takes. I get it, 100%. But to actually stand the Miranda character, like, what the fuck? Like, bro. It's time to grow up.
But I didn't want to believe that she was doing that. Mm-hmm. I just thought they are having their own perceived truth of this. The more and more that I started seeing comments like, you are abusive, you abused her, and I'm like, what? Why? Who would say that? Why would anyone say that I did that? Unless it was told to them. Then you know, your brain goes a million miles an hour, and I think, well, the only thing I think would have done that is someone from that side was saying that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it wasn't true. It wasn't just these random fans coming up with an opinion themselves. Things are being fed to them. I always had a problem because I thought, if the roles were reversed, if I, after a year of marriage, divorced her, and then married someone that I worked with, and then completely erased any notion of her, never spoke of her ever again, would the public be on my side the way that they're on her side? The answer is no. They would drag me through the mud, honestly, because they should, in my opinion. But in this situation, it feels sexist. And I can't say that. Guys can't say that it's sexist.
You can, you know.
I'm afraid to say things like that.
And I can understand that fear.
Nothing good would come of it.
Yeah.
I know that. Well, maybe now it might be a little different.
I actually agree with them. And again, I'm glad society is changing that. Men's mental health matters also. It's been far too long that it was taught that girls have feelings and boys don't. That bullshit needs to be thrown away. And people need to understand it's a people problem. It's not a woman problem. It's a people problem. When it comes to mental health or any kind of abuse, there is double standards. It's changing. It is changing. And believe me, I see a huge difference now versus how it was 10, 20, and further back years ago. It's getting better. And I'm glad it's getting better. You know?
I think it has changed. You know, the conversation around male victims existing has changed significantly. I've done a lot of work around that, around advocacy for male victims, and I think people are learning that victims are genderless. There's no specific identity, and so if you lived through it as a man, that's just as valid as anyone else. So you are within your right to speak about that, and I think that those types of conversations are really important.
I just felt like there was no hope, and that my name was just going to be slandered forever. That's another thing that led to such a deep depression in my life. No matter how right I thought I was, or how misconstrued I thought things were, it didn't matter. My truth didn't matter. What I felt didn't matter, because I'm the guy.
And that's a shitty fucking feeling. I know that feeling, and that feeling is shitty. That's a very, very, very shitty feeling. When you feel like you're screaming out in the void and no one is listening to you. No, when you feel like you're screaming out in the void and it feels like no one cares. It's a shitty fucking feeling. Because you can be in a room with 100 people and you still feel alone. It sucks. It really sucks. And I feel for him. I 100% feel for him in that instance. I hate it. It's horrible.
And I can't say this because they'll just attack me more. She's the angel, and here I am, a villain who just wanted a marriage to work because I fought so hard and because I was so hurt and devastated. Now not only did I lose that marriage, that relationship, I lost that family. I was very, very close to every single one of them. I loved them. My family's not close like that. And I felt like I had a family. And I lost all of them like that.
Yeah.
And I loved them. I truly did. Rachel, I loved Rachel so much. She was like one of my best friends. And then I lost myself. I lost, to me, I've lost everything. I lost my career. I lost everything that I built. I lost my passions. I lost everything. But if I say anything online that emotes that shows that, once again, I'm a little opportunist who's trying to use that situation to gain sympathy and to gain views.
That's so fucking sad. Can you imagine? That's so sad. That's so fucking sad. It really is. And it's still like that today. And again, people problem. But, I mean, honestly, you can barely show emotion now. You can barely show emotion if you're a woman online. Let alone being a dude and show emotion. Sometimes you gotta suck it up, no matter what. Can't show emotion. And it sucks. So, I don't know, dude. I feel for him. I do feel for him. I get it. I 100% get it.
You said that you could have taken half and you chose not to. Can you tell me why?
We didn't have a prenup because I said to her face, I will never take anything. I'm not here to take from you. And I kept my word. I chose not to take half because if she didn't want me, she didn't want me. And that was clear. So why would I want her to pay me money? I put a lot of years of my life into that person and that family, and I'll never see that again. And it's gone. So I didn't take money because I didn't want her money.
You had mentioned to me privately your thoughts about the divorce video.
Making that divorce video was traumatizing. She had just told me, I'm making a video to announce this and I'm releasing it in a few days. And I said, can we wait? Because you just threw this big thing on me. I didn't see it coming. I don't want to make a video about this. Can we just not say anything and work on how we're going to discuss this? And she said that would interfere with her launch for her show. And she did not want anything to take momentum away from her Netflix show.
Hell no, she didn't want... Bro, you're talking about her actually being a real human being and really being upset that she's getting a divorce versus her making money and, getting the clout from her Netflix special. Are you kidding me? Of course she wanted to put that out. She wanted the sympathy points of people going and watching her fucking Netflix show. Get the fuck out of here. That's why she did it. Oh my God, Colleen just put out a video and she looks so distraught because we're stupid enough to fucking believe, because she wasn't crying in the goddamn video, but we're stupid enough to watch that and go, oh my God, Colleen is so sad. Okay, we have to support Colleen and go watch the Netflix special. We have to. Get the fuck out of here. That's all it was about. That's all it was about. I guarantee you, if she wasn't doing that Netflix special, she would have not put it out as fast as she did. Bro. Come on now.
And that she was making a video, whether I liked it or not. And that it was going to go out on this specific day. And she started saying the things that she wanted me to say.
So did you feel like you felt then like your hand was kind of forced in that?
I was backed into a corner. She knew that she had the power. She knew that she had the masses behind her. And she knew that she could say anything that she wanted to say. I felt so used, cast aside. It's like, why did I not see it coming? This is the person she's always been. And I have just forced myself to believe that she was better than that.
Throughout the time I've spent researching this world, there is one thing that I've discovered that I never expected. Colleen Ballinger has always had her finger on the pulse of her fandom to an almost troubling degree. Now, due to her participation in group chats, she is just as aware of what her fans are going through as they were aware of what she was going through, according to her. She treated her fans as close friends, whether it was appropriate or not, and would use them for information on what was being said about her.
She weaponized her fan base. Remember, the weenies were her generals.
Or her friends, or her enemies.
Do you think that she is watching everything that's been happening right now? Do you think she tunes into the coverage? What do you think is going through her head right now?
As much anger as I feel towards her, I know what she's feeling. Even now, I don't wish that on her, because I know that when we were together for 7 years.
He's better than me. Don't ask me about my ex. Don't ask me about my ex, because I'm not going to be as gracious. I'm telling you now. I'm not going to be as gracious. He's better than me. He's a better person than I am. I'll be damned. Nope. He is a better person than me.
That the worst thing that could happen to her is if she lost her fans. I can't imagine the depths of what she's feeling, and I know it's not good. I do worry. So I feel like I was saying this. I worry about her. I don't want, she's got kids. She's got babies, and I don't wish pain on her. And I know she's feeling.
Okay, Xylie, I'm not going to ask you, not that I had the intention, but Stan, shut up.
I know she feels like everything that she ever had crashed. This is coming from a guy that it already happened to me. I lost everything. I fell in love with an image that she gave me. And I held on to that image, even though all the cracks started within a month. I held on to the image, and I fought for the image. But to think of her now, there is no image that she can put on. She can't hide anything. People see now. Adam even said, the mask slipped. Mm-hmm. I think it's true. And I think she never thought it would happen either. I hope that there's someone in her life that she'll listen to. But to be honest, I don't think she has those people in her life.
At this point in my conversation with Joshua, a few things became clear. Now, of course, there was the distancing language and all the allegations of mistreatment, but he also would often say things that almost sounded protective of Colleen. And in listening to all of this, there was one question that I couldn't shake from my mind.
You said that there was an image of her that you loved.
Yeah.
Did you ever love her?
Yeah, I did. I fought for the image because I did see the good stuff. I did see the positive things about her. She wasn't always fully this. And the more fame that happened and the higher she rose to the top, the more she leaned into, I don't have to change a damn thing about myself.
Do you think the way she is...
She knew she didn't have to. Because of that one moment, she knew she can get away with just about anything. But see, the thing is, when you get trapped in a relationship like that, you get to the point where you don't care anymore. Like, you still care, but you're like, you know what? Consequences be damned. I'm done. And he had to reach that point. And he did that night. That night, when he drove to the house, he reached that point. Honestly.
It's being characterized now. Do you think that that's accurate?
I feel bad answering this question.
Wait, let's go back to the question again.
Do you think that that's accurate?
Thing that happened, see the good stuff. I did see the positive things about her. She wasn't always fully this. And the more fame that happened and the higher she rose to the top, the more she leaned into, I don't have to change a damn thing about myself.
Nope.
Do you think the way she is being characterized now, do you think that that's accurate?
I feel bad answering this question.
I see, and the sad thing, bro. Okay, and listen, every person is different. Every person handles trauma differently. There is no right or wrong way to handle trauma in your life. Okay, let me preface this by saying this. All right. There is no right or wrong way to handle trauma unless you go and physically hurt people. I mean, I'm not saying that's obviously wrong, but I'm saying, like, some people get angry, some people will get sad, some people will be like, I still want to protect them. It's hard for me to grasp him being this generous to her after what he was put through. Like, I personally couldn't do it. Not saying he's wrong for saying this. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying the kind of person I am, I couldn't imagine saying I feel bad answering this question. Like, I couldn't imagine saying that. Because I wouldn't feel bad about a motherfucking thing. Fuck that bitch. But we're all different people. Not everybody's going to do it the same way. So. Whew.
Because I don't want it to come off like I'm on here to, like, bash her and drag her. She's got enough of that happening without me needing to chime in.
I'm going to tell you what, had that have been me, I bash people for less. I bash people for less. I get petty for less. Okay? Just saying.
If I'm being honest with myself and honest with you and anyone watching this, I think this is the truest depiction of her that has ever been seen publicly. This is the most authentic version of her that has ever been publicized. What I'm seeing, like especially in that video, the ukulele video, that's a version of her that I know. I know that person. I lived with that person. I saw those eyes. I think everyone has the ability to change, look inward, do the hard work. I just don't think she has ever stepped up to the plate to do that.
This section here. Oh my God, this section here. All right. Guys, I gotta go run to the restroom, okay? So, hold on. I'm gonna give y'all something to listen to while I'm going to the master restroom. Okay, I'm gonna go run to the restroom. I will be right back, okay? Behave yourselves. Stan, you're in charge. Stan, I swear to God, I just put you in charge. All right, I'll be right back. I'm back. Did Stan behave? Did Stan behave? Stan's like, she's back, guys. Pumpkin needs a potato chip. Oddly enough, she's wanting a potato chip, and I'm like, no, you're not allowed. No, ma'am. Stan told us secrets. I bet he did. Listen, my mods are trolls. I'm just letting y'all know now. And just to let y'all know, yes, I did wash my hands after I went to the restroom, unlike FPS Diesel. Okay? Unlike FPS Diesel. And that'll be a little Easter egg for him when I tell him I talk shit about him on my live stream. Hold on, let me pour my drink, and then we're going to keep going. Top tomato. Stan is an upstanding citizen of this chat. Listen, Stan used to get on my nerves. I still can't believe I gave him a wrench. Stan's like, I can't believe it either, to be honest. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you are ready to continue. We don't have much longer. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to feel where I'm at with taking accountability and see where to go from there. All right, let's keep going then. You'll never guess who else is involved. Ugh.
I'm going to be completely honest. This next section brings someone into the situation I never expected to be named in this interview.
You had mentioned before about the divorce video. Was that a 10 steps ahead moment?
Wait, is this still a 1.5? Oh, it is. Okay.
I'd say that it was at least 3 steps ahead, maybe not 10. The divorce happened very suddenly. Things were bad. I knew things were off, and we were arguing all the time. She didn't ever want to talk to me. She never wanted to talk through it because she was either out of town and wouldn't talk to me out of town, or when she was always busy. I was shown some things when I was at Playlist in Washington, D.C. in 2016. Receipts, proof of things that she was doing.
Can you tell me what you're referring to?
Part of me still wants to protect her. Because...
Nah, don't fucking protect her. Nah, fuck that shit. No, don't protect her. That's the goddamn problem. Everybody spent time fucking protecting her and she got away with the shit that she fucking did. Everybody came together in 2020 and fucking protected her and left a 17-year-old out to fucking dry and get canceled by all these big fucking YouTubers. Fuck that. No. Stop fucking protecting her. Shit. That's the goddamn problem. Everybody fucking protected her. Whew.
What she was doing was awful.
At the very least, can you tell me what it has to do with?
This specific one was what she was saying about me behind the scenes on our honeymoon to another massive YouTuber. She basically said, I told Josh some things and he wrecked our hotel room.
She told this to another
very
creator.
large YouTuber, yes.
Okay. Can I ask who that was?
Why not? Shane Dawson.
Okay.
Shane motherfucking Dawson. Bro. When I heard that shit, I had to stop, go to Twitter, and go, Shane motherfucking Dawson, of course. Let me tell you something about Mr. Shane Dawson. That motherfucker has had his hands in almost every major drama on YouTube, especially in the beauty community. With the exception of the first Dramageddon, which, by the way, we're about to step into a Dramageddon 4, maybe. Okay? Not we. I'm not part of the tea community anymore, but there might be another Dramageddon 4. Anyway, Dramageddon 2 and 3, Shane Dawson was in the background, amping it up. And nobody knew until Toddy came out and let everybody know. Shane is behind the scenes on a lot of shit. Shane is not the empath that he likes to lead to everybody thinking that he is. Okay, wait, I said that all fucked up. He's not the empath that he acts like or that he says he is. Shane is one of the shitty people. Shut up, Verse. Anywho, Verse, I'm still mad at you for trying to get me canceled. Granted, it was 6 months later, but still, Verse, I'm still mad at you. Anyway, Shane Dawson is actually a shitty person. He's not sweet old Shane Dawson. FYI. Anyway, let's continue.
We went on our honeymoon, and we decided while we were in Hawaii, let's go to the beach with no cameras. And let's say new vows that are just for us. For no one else will hear them, see them, experience them. And it was one of the most beautiful moments at the time in my life. To know that within 24 hours of us saying our vows all over again, she's telling one of the biggest YouTubers at the time that she said some stuff to me, I didn't like it, and broke things when we didn't have a single fight on that trip.
This is what she told Shane Dawson.
Yes.
What actually happened?
None of that
Were you
happened.
told something and then you got emotional, or?
No. There was no fight, there was no argument. It was actually a really pleasant honeymoon experience. We didn't have any altercations, we didn't have anything. I was at Playlist, I had just had dinner with her family. She wasn't there. She was off doing some other thing. And then Steve Green was there with his now wife, Nikki, and they waved me over. And I said, okay, cool. We were just talking and laughing and just having a good time away from screaming teenagers. And then Nikki stopped and said, I can't hold this in anymore. And Steve was giving her a look like, no, don't do this. And she looked at me, and I'm paraphrasing here.
And I'm glad she did. I'm glad she did. I'm glad that she had the, oh God, how do I put it? I'm glad she confronted him with it. I'm glad she did, because then he knew what Colleen said. He got to see for himself what Colleen said to Shane motherfucking Dawson. And he got to see another veil was lifted for him. And he got to see the truth. I'm glad she did. I'm glad she said, I'm supposed to hate you right now, and this is why. Dignity. Thank you. She had the dignity to speak on a situation that didn't feel right. 100% Emma, you said it 1,000 times better than I did. Yes. I'm glad she did.
She said, I'm supposed to hate you. But after spending just a few minutes with you, I don't, and I'm confused because the things that I've been shown about you don't add up to the person I'm talking to and the person that Steve says you are. She pulled out her phone, or it might have been his phone, but it was one of their phones, and they slid it across the table. And I'm like, what's this? And she just said, read it. And it was about me. And I was like, what is this? And they said, it's a screenshot of a text message between Colleen and Shane Dawson. And I looked at the date, and I'm like, that's during our honeymoon. She texted that during our honeymoon, that I abused her, that I went ballistic. We didn't even have a fight. We didn't have an argument. She said, I'm not the only one that has this. This text has been passed around.
Who was passing it around? Was it Shane or was it Colleen?
Shane sent it. I don't think.
Of course Shane sent it. Because he likes to stir the motherfucking pot. Of course Shane sent it. Because Shane loves the tea. Shane loves to gossip. Shane is a mean girl. So it makes sense that him and Colleen were friends because they were two mean girls. You can't sit with us. That is Shane motherfucking Dawson. He's a piece of shit.
Colleen did. Okay. I mean, that's me assuming, but
you know that Colleen texted this to Shane,
I
and
saw
then
both of their
that
interaction.
screenshot
Yes.
started getting shared with other.
Every YouTuber I could think of at that time that I'm like, oh, so they all sit here and think that I went crazy on a honeymoon when nothing happened. And in that moment, that's when it all dawned on me. Why in the world did you think that you were safe when she did that kind of thing about everybody else? Everybody else, she had shit to say.
That was a common thing that she would do?
All the time. It's like a sport for her. She's a pro athlete when it comes to that. And we wrapped up the conversation, and like we hugged, and I excused myself to the hotel room, my hotel room, just me. And I sat there, and like, I remember looking at my phone, and it was a picture of us from our honeymoon. And it went dark, and it just fell and thudded on the floor. And I sat there, the sun had pretty much gone down. I sat there facing a wall with the phone on the ground, just going, what have I got myself into?
Why do you think that she would send this message to Shane?
Clout, feel sorry for me. Go ahead and let's make him look bad now, because I know I'm not going to stay with him. I know I'm not going to stay with him. Let me go ahead and set it up now. That's what I think. That's what I think. I think she was already setting up for the fall. Because what's a marriage? She has the money to not go through with it, not stay in it. She didn't need him. So when the fall happens, she's sitting pretty with all the big YouTubers. That's what I think. That is my allegedly for entertainment purposes only statement.
This is something I've never figured out. Because when I got wind of that, then I started seeing more stuff. And that wasn't the only thing. She would make fun of me, dog on me, say I was embarrassing to her.
Just as a reminder, I've reached out to Colleen Ballinger.
Henrietta, let's not talk about kids, please. Not even with Shane and Rylan. Those kids ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Well, they're not born yet. And especially let's not do that. Please. Pretty please with sugar on top. She was over dramatic like Shane is and wanted to impress him. Yeah, probably. It's okay, Midna. You're good. You're good, Henrietta. Don't worry. I'm not mad. I may have sounded mad, but I'm not mad.
For comment on all of this, and she has not returned comment. This is genuinely something that I'd like to hear her point of view on, and I am fully acknowledging that.
Listen, at this point, Colleen, okay? I don't know if you're going to be listening to this, or Corey, if you're watching, or even, you know what? Because I have my conspiracy theory about this too. Johnny, if you're watching, if any of y'all are watching, get message back to Colleen, okay? Just go and talk to Swoop. Go and talk to Swoop. You ain't got to talk to nobody else. Go and talk to Swoop. And I guarantee you, she's going to be fair to you. Okay? I want Johnny, though. Johnny, at Xylie Gets Real on Twitter. Or at Xylie Gets Real on YouTube. Or XylieGetsReal@gmail.com. I want to talk to you, Johnny. I have specific questions for you, Johnny. I still have specific questions for you. I have a whole page written out in script. Writing with my own hand of questions that I have specifically just for you. Johnny, get a hold of me. Anyway, Colleen, go talk to Swoop. She'll treat you right, girl. She'll treat you right. She won't cuss at you. She won't cuss you out. She won't. Go talk to Swoop. Come on, because you gotta, listen, you gotta pull your head out of the sand. You gotta say something. And because that fucking ukulele bullshit that you pulled didn't do shit for you, girl. It didn't do shit for you. I want Johnny. That's who I want. Yes, things have been silent since the Swoop interview, Kayla. Yep. Johnny, come talk to me. Johnny, listen, Johnny. Listen. If you're watching, Johnny, or anybody who knows Johnny that can get a hold of Johnny. Johnny, I'll be nice. As long as you don't try to bullshit me and talk in your little circles that you do, as long as you answer directly, even if you want to just do yes and no answers and you don't elaborate, that's fine. I can twist some of them to where it's a yes or no answer, all right? I promise I won't yell at you. As long as you don't try to bullshit me, I won't yell at you. I promise. And that's a big promise coming from me. Okay? That's how much I want to talk to you. I will not yell at you as long as you don't try to bullshit me. Come on, Johnny. Come on. Come on. You can do it. All right, let's go.
What we just heard is Joshua's perspective on the matter.
I had a show with Julian Solomita and Arnold Telegarda, and we had a little parody group called The Shadows.
The Shadows, yes.
And it was a joke. It was supposed to be a joke. It's like, we're aware of who we are. We're aware we're in the shadows, so let's make a whole thing of it. Tons of YouTubers went on like a big party bus. I found out that later she was talking so negatively and just mean about me and how embarrassing that was, and that she had warned me not to do a show like that.
When you said that there was a big party bus and these YouTubers and everything, do you remember what show that was?
That was the opening show of Shadow Tour. We only did 2 shows.
The Irvine show then?
Yeah, okay. California.
Mm-hmm. So while she's with you, there seemingly to support you,
right.
And you're saying that she was basically talking about you to these YouTubers who were all there to also watch the show.
And she might try to twist it and say she was just poking fun. That's a lot of how she would do things. Is like, I'd call her out on certain things and be like, you're taking it so seriously.
Can you give me an example of like what she would call poking fun that you felt was maybe disrespectful or?
I don't say she'd make fun of me, but she would just be little things that I would ask for. As if like, the audacity, are you serious? And I'd feel so small. I sure feel like it. She sure makes me feel that way every time. Mm-hmm. She's making fun of me. She's sending things and making fun of me.
He was gaslit his whole damn marriage. He was gaslit his whole damn marriage. From the beginning. Matter of fact, no, not even the whole marriage. He was gaslit throughout the whole goddamn entanglement with her. During the whole partnership, he was gaslit. From the day that he found that she was talking to another dude and he stayed, he had been gaslit from that point on. It's ridiculous. Like, how can you put energy into doing that to someone? I couldn't imagine. That's a lot of energy to put towards somebody. Like, bro, what? That's ridiculous. Holy shit.
And then that came out too about like them saying I plagiarized a song on my album that I never plagiarized. I never did. But the fact that she made it a whole joke, her and Johnny made a whole joke of it, and then she added that song to her show and like made it like a thing. I think it's just a normal thing that she does.
First, thank you for sharing that. And I think that
I've never said any of that stuff. So I want you to know, like, I'm scared that I just said that. I'm not gonna tell you to edit things out.
That's sad. That's sad. That is fucking sad that he sat there and said he was scared to say that. How fucking sad is that? How sad is that? He was scared to say that. Literally. That's fucking sad. That's horrible. That's so horrible.
But I'm scared. I'm scared because I've seen what she can do behind the scenes and how that affected my life, every aspect of my life. See, I go back and forth from like wanting her to be okay to also fearing her.
You know what? Here's the thing. The great thing is now, she doesn't have the power that she had before. Because you don't see James Charles saying anything right now. I mean, he can't. He's kind of, people are still questioning James Charles. And they've gotten real loud since Colleen. You don't see any of the other big YouTubers talking about JoJo Siwa slipped up and said something like a dummy. You don't see anybody really protecting Colleen like they did in 2020. You don't see that. You don't see people protecting Colleen like they did at the time when you got divorced from her. They're not protecting Colleen because they're trying to save their own asses. So, I don't think you have to be scared right now. I don't think you have to be scared. Don't be scared. Whatever you do, don't be scared. Because she doesn't have the power that she once had. That power's gone. It's gone.
I'm afraid of her. I'm afraid of what she'll nitpick about this.
Fear. That's one of the most common emotions I've heard throughout covering this story. It's a word Adam McIntyre has brought up in regards to simply being believed. It's something Becky and Oliver and Alex have all expressed to me. Many members of the Clean fandom who have spoken to me off the record have expressed it. Bella, who anonymously spoke against John Silvestri in Part 3 and has recently come forward publicly on Twitter, also has expressed fear throughout this. And now here we have Joshua David Evans. And
yeah, really funny how the people who spoke out about Johnny said the same thing about Johnny as he just said about Colleen. Kind of funny, huh? Kind of, doesn't it? You know who I think was really Johnny's mentor? Colleen. Because he sure does act like her. I think Johnny's real mentor was Colleen Ballinger. Because he acts a lot like her. He really acts like her. He legit took notes from her playbook. He really did. So...
one thing all of those people have in common is being afraid, and that fear directly relates back to the power of Colleen Ballinger.
She'll say I'm lying. She'll say it's not true. And somehow that'll get around to the certain type of people that will then come after me again. So I want to be honest with you and answer your questions, but I also want to make a point that I'm freaking terrified that I just said that stuff.
Do you feel like you might in some way still be under her spell, so to speak?
Oh, I'm not under her spell, but I do feel like I am still within the bounds of her control.
Yeah. There's a difference. He's not under her spell because he knows exactly what's going on. When you're under the spell, the veil hasn't been lifted yet, okay? When you're under the spell still, like, you know something is wrong, but you don't know exactly what yet. He knows. He's very aware of everything that was wrong back then now, okay? So he's not under her spell, all right? She's not able to bullshit him anymore. But he's scared because of how much power she had back then, and that's the Colleen he remembers. Because of where her reach was. She doesn't have the reach that she used to have. Because everybody's real scared to be attached to Colleen Ballinger right now. Okay, squirrel moment. Squirrel moment. Okay, squirrels. Stay on subject. And yes, Henrietta, JoJo has been used by adults her entire life. I do agree with that. I do agree with that.
That spell wore off, and I now absolutely see what role I played in it. Like, it also says a lot about who I am as a person to welcome that into my life year after year after year, where if anyone came to me and said, I'm dealing with this in my relationship, what should I do? My advice would have always been, get the hell out. What are you doing? But I didn't do that for myself. So no, I'm not under a spell, but I do still to this day feel like she has control of the narrative. She has control of...
No, she don't. Not anymore. Listen, in order for Colleen, okay, I don't think... this is the hilarious part to me. With the amount of shit that is piling on Colleen, she would have to come out with concrete, bulletproof proof that everything was a lie. She would have to. And the sad thing is, she can't. On a lot of it, she can't. She can't prove it's a lie. On a lot of it. That takes her power away. What she banked on is she was a big YouTuber, and her big YouTuber friends and the it crowd agreed with one of their own. Now the it crowd is running scared because one of their own is thoroughly getting canceled for some bad shit. There's too many damn evidence against her, which is why she's silent. Yes. Yes, Ollie. So she can't control the narrative. That's why she's silent. She can't control the narrative. She can't. She absolutely cannot control it.
Of what happens to me. And I really don't know how to get away from it other than what I've done with my life now, which is peace out and get away from having other people be a part of my life in that way. I'm very closed off. I don't trust people. I never used to be that guy. I was always almost like the golden retriever in the room. It's always like, everything's good. Cool. I know that you beat me yesterday, but I'm gonna come love on me today. Not saying that she beat on me. I mean, there were times that she definitely smacked me around, but not like we were fighting and she smacked me. I'm not saying that.
Well, I'm gonna ask, was she physically?
We would never get into an altercation where she would smack me or anything like that, but playfully, she would roughhouse with me. It was more consistent than I wanted to believe, because people are like, people screenshot and like make compilation videos, and they're like, look at all the times that she's done this on the honeymoon. She sprayed sunscreen in his eyes, and look at this where she smacked his chest really hard, or look at this where it's very known in our relationship that I didn't want her like touching my butt all the time, especially out in public. I'm insecure. I was always uncomfortable having any attention put near there, and she would always try to like mess with me back there, and that's playful, but she also knew that it made me really uncomfortable.
Did you ever express to her that it made you uncomfortable?
Trust me. Oh yeah, about like the butt thing, sure, yeah.
And she would still continue to do it.
There's even a vlog where she does it, and then you can see that I'm not happy, and I walk away, and she's still filming, and then she says, he doesn't like it when I do that, but I'm being a brat and I keep doing it. So she acknowledges.
It doesn't matter you being a man. That's not a factor. If you set a boundary about where someone can touch your body or how they can be in your personal space, I can see you you're crossed. Sorry. Everything is crossed on your body.
I just don't want it to. I think she's got so much on her plate. I don't want to add another thing.
Let me stop you for a second when you say that. It's not your responsibility to feel like you're adding something to someone else's plate when you're telling your story. So if this is your story, if this is your truth, you are a whole human being, just like she's a whole human being. We all are. And if these are things that you have felt and that you haven't expressed, you haven't felt like you were able to, You are entitled to.
I never looked at it like it was some problem because we had far deeper problems than that. I think maybe if we didn't have those other problems, I would be like, why do you smack me all the time? But I never viewed it that way. But if I think about my relationship, my wonderful, amazing...
Oh, so basically it added on... Okay, so what it sounds like to me, it added on to the irritation that she was already fucking with him mentally. She was already fucking with him emotionally. So her fucking with him like that, if it was good, okay, if it was stable and good emotionally and psychologically, then her fucking with him like that wouldn't have added on to anything. It's like my husband. My husband loves to poke me. And it drives me absolutely insane. But for some reason, my husband thinks it's funny when I get mad. I don't know why. He thinks it's hilarious when I'm screaming at y'all about something. He thinks it's absolutely hilarious when I'm reacting to something and I get so pissed off and I start banging the desk. He thinks it's hilarious, all right? I don't know why. I don't know. But he likes to poke me, all right? But I have such a good relationship with my husband, I don't look at that like abuse. You know? It's just him fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? It's just him fucking with me. Now, if we had a bad relationship where emotionally and psychologically he was fucking with me, then I would add that on to the bullshit. You know what I mean? So I can understand where it added on because they had such a bad, where their base relationship was bad. I can understand that. Yeah, but we have a healthy relationship and he knows when to stop. Exactly, Kango. He, my husband stops when I give him a look and then he giggles because he just wants me to yell. It's weird. It's really weird.
Marriage that I'm in now, we don't do that.
Stan, Mr. Xylie is based. I love that guy. Shut up, Stan.
You know, when I think of it that way, then it's like, oh, well, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a part of that. There are normal relationships where you have consent and you respect each other and you know what's too far and what's just playing. And that dynamic does not exist in my marriage with Pamela.
I want to take a moment to acknowledge someone who is deeply affected by this story, but is often left out when it comes to discussing who this all impacts, and that person is Pamela.
She is so pretty. Can we take a moment and appreciate how pretty this woman is? Literally. Pamela is a pretty woman. I know. She got that pretty hair. She is a really pretty woman. And you know, I'm sure this has affected her. Especially now, you know?
Joshua's current wife. They've known each other for decades and have been married since 2018. And it is Pamela who witnessed and stood by Joshua during some of the darkest moments in his life. By her own words, it was Pamela who stepped in to be a source of strength for their family.
Oh, look at their wedding picture. Look how pretty she is. Oh.
Pamela, who would put her hand on his chest while he slept day in and day out to make sure he was breathing, and Pamela, who stood by him when he chose to face his participation in this story. Like Joshua before, Pamela has also been relegated to the shadows in conversations about her more famous spouse, often referred to as just the other woman or the new wife. It's not uncommon to see hurtful comments made about her whenever Joshua would speak up, with parts of the fandom putting words in Pamela's mouth because she has never spoken out publicly. That is, until today. Now, Pamela and I spoke on the phone for about an hour. She is her own person who I believe is often disregarded in the story and has asked to speak with me in her search for peace.
Yeah, this shit affects her too. I mean, it's her husband. It's the man she loves. Obviously, this is going to affect her too. What? Of course. Anybody with half a fucking brain would know that. He does have a real smile with her. That's true. He does. He really does.
Now, I'm going to be real. It was a very emotional call. Pamela shared a lot of tears, a lot of concerns, but most of all, compassion. Through all of the fear and pain that Pamela has experienced over the years, I was taken aback by the profound level of empathy that she had for everyone involved and her desire for healing. And a couple of days after our call, Pamela decided that she wanted to share a statement with me, which I would like to read in full for all of you now. Quote, "At the core of my heart is a desire for people to have peace and for everyone to live from a place of humanity and kindness. You never really know what a person is going through and the profound effects your words and actions can have on them and their lives and the people close to them. There are so many things I could say and have wanted to say throughout throughout the years and even recently. I have chosen to keep things close and focus on taking care of and protecting our family, our little safe bubble, and our mental health. I love Joshua with all of my heart, and I am so grateful for and admire how hard he has worked to overcome some very heavy and dark times, choosing not only to live, but also to strive for peace and goodness, all while continuing to learn and grow in the midst of it all. My hope and wish for my husband, myself, our family, and everyone involved is for peace, healing, and to be able to close this chapter, move forward, and be good to one another. Regardless of what your opinion might be on the people directly involved in this.
That was a statement. That was a statement. That is someone, that's what you do. That's what you do with a partner. You have their back. And honestly, reading that or hearing it read out loud, you can tell she has his back. And that's what a partnership is. You have your partner's back no matter what. That is your best friend. That is your ride or die. And you fight anybody and everybody for your partner. And that's what she's doing. And I respect it. I respect it. He got himself a good woman. He got himself a keeper. He definitely got himself a keeper. So, good on him. Honestly, good on him. She's a keeper. Sadie says, it seems like they both have each other's back, and I love that for them. Makes me so happy. Absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, she really does seem like she is his rock. And that's what you're supposed to be with your partner. You're supposed to be each other's rock. You're supposed to be the one person in the world above everybody else that you can go to. Honestly. And it's awesome. It's awesome to see.
Story. I think it's important we always try to remember that these stories have far-reaching effects that impact more than just the central people involved, and that just because Pamela has been quiet until now does not mean she's not affected. Pamela is deserving of a safe space and healing just like all of the others who have been hurt, and I hope that we can all extend her the same compassion as she is. So Pamela, I just wanted to thank you for sharing your words with us even when you did not have to. I know that this has been a very stressful time for you, and I just hope that everyone shows her the kindness that she deserves. And now the moment that many people have been waiting for, the questions that
Okay.
We asked Joshua about Colleen's alleged toilet cleaner, Corey DeSoto, because in case you didn't know, Colleen Ballinger's best friend in the world is a man who is also her assistant.
Corey. Fucking Corey. You know, I'm gonna be kinda honest with you. And not saying that Swoop isn't going to do this, because she said at the end of this video, there's another one coming. But I truly feel like Corey hasn't been talked about enough. I kind of feel like we need to have a conversation about Corey. Now, granted, Colleen obviously is the big picture. Obviously. But Corey has been there through everything. I don't think Corey has been talked about enough. I agree. Corey needs his own chapter, maybe even his own video. Because, yeah. I bet you there has been things that has not been talked about with Corey. And I want to know those things. Corey was there too. Corey was there too. I think we need to sit down and have a conversation about Corey.
Somebody she has called her soulmate, who has lived with Colleen at her house over the course of 2 marriages now. Now, Corey has his own allegations, which are a story for another day. But I was curious.
And he was living at the house? I think Corey deserves his own video. I'm going to be honest. And it doesn't have to be 3 or 4 hours. We could do a great hour and a half video on Corey. But I believe Corey deserves his own damn video. Because he's been there. And he's been in some group chats too. And remember when Adam was talking to the other, the two girls that was also in the weenie chat? And they were talking about and they came to the point where they were talking about Corey. And they said that Colleen would get closer with the gay boys and Corey would get closer with the girls. I would love to know what happened in those group chats. Honestly. Oh, we already know Johnny did the same thing. We already know. Yeah.
It's about what life for Joshua was like with Colleen's real number one, Corey DeSoto. What was life like with Corey DeSoto?
It was hard because I never felt like I had a marriage or a relationship. I felt like I was a part of something plus him, and I was there too. Everywhere I look, there he is. I wake up in the morning, there he is. I go to bed at night, he's going into his room. She had made a post on Instagram, and she said that, this is my soulmate. And I remember looking at that and being like, well, I would never say that about anybody other than my person.
Do you think that was directed at you in any way, or?
I think she always knew what she was doing. And then she played this kind of like naive, what? That made you upset? Oh, I would never think that. And it's like, but you know the word soulmate is a pretty big word to say to somebody. You just got married, and your soulmate is Corey DeSoto.
Yep.
And now for the part of the interview where I hold true to my word that.
Okay. And that is where we're going to stop it, because it is almost 11 p.m. And I got a lot of things to say on this part, so. He apparently moved out. Corey's done moved out. I didn't know that. Oh. Well. Poor Corey. Poor Corey. Bless his heart. Okay, so tomorrow night, over at the broadcast at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be going over the video that Oz made about Illuminati and about his update, about what's going on with him and the video he was supposed to be making or is making. We're going to be reacting to that tomorrow night. And then after that, I'm guessing 8 p.m. again. We're going to do the second half of this video tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If I run a little bit late, which I don't think we will, because we never go over 2 hours, and that video is not that long. So let's say 8 p.m. We're going to come over here and finish the rest of this video. Does that sound good with everybody? Put a 1 in the chat if that sounds good. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't like that, but kick rocks. It's happening anyway. Listen, I'm all down for 7-hour streams, but I'm down for 7-hour streams where I'm just kicking it and I'm talking to people on my Discord and we're just chilling. You know what I mean? But when it comes to like serious stuff where I have to exude a lot of energy, yeah, 7 hours, nah, I'm going to be exhausted. But like, 7-hour streams, hanging out and chilling with people, and people go in and out of the Discord and, stuff like that. Okay, yeah, I can do those. But something like this where I have to put in a lot of energy, yeah, no, I'm getting too old for that shit, y'all. Remember, I'm 47 years old, okay? I'm getting close to 50. We did how many hours tonight? We did 3. All right, bro? Can we put Blair and Colleen in a deserted island and just leave them there? Sakura, can we add if we can add Shane Dawson and Johnny to that list, and Jeffree Star and James Charles, I'm down. We can do a GoFundMe for the island. I'm pretty sure people would put in for that island. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I am so dedicated to that cause. All money made with Hussey's University, because you know Hussey's University is, you know, booming right now because we're giving away like Amber Chicks pee and stuff like that. We'll fund it. All right, guys. Any last words before we get out of here? That would be the first time GoFundMe I may actually donate to. I know that's right. Yeah, trending, teaching trends. Yeah, I have, it's a joke. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. I'll show you. Hold on. Okay, so teaching trends. You know Andrew Tate, right? And Andrew Tate has Hustlers University. Well, I made merch called Hussey's University. Like, this is the hoodie. I made Hussey's University to go against the Hustlers University. So I made merch called Hussey. And it started out as a joke on this channel where we were like, okay, Hussey's University meeting now. And we were coming up with a business plan. Me and the members, we were doing a member stream and we came up with a business plan. And like we were going to give away a jar of one of my mods' pee as a sign-in bonus and stuff like that. So it looks really good in pink. Not going to lie. That's it in pink. But yeah, that's what we do. That's what Hussey's University is. The store is on my channel, so if you want to go and buy it. But yeah. And we got t-shirts. Actually, my favorite t-shirt is, hold on. I'm going to show you my favorite. This is my favorite t-shirt. It's the one with the U, the Hussey's U on the sleeve. So, that's what that is. GFY. Spread happiness. I gotta make one for Just Pearly Things. And, it's gonna be somewhere around, like, where how she's saying that women shouldn't vote. And she's selling those t-shirts saying women shouldn't vote. I'm going to do something like that against her merch. So, look out for that. And I'm making... Jada Take already made the templates for period, point blank, period. And I haven't put it in the store yet. So, that period, point blank, period is coming out soon, too. So... Cabal robes. Okay, they don't sell robes, so I can't do a robe, okay? I can do slippers. They do have slippers. I can do Cabal slippers. Oh, God. Oh, my chat is full of trolls. Oh, why do you people watch me? Holy shit. Xylie, no matter what anyone says, do not make... Oh, yeah, you don't have to worry about that, plants. I know better. Okay? I know better. Xylie, remember when you asked me about a link of a video? No, I didn't ask you about a link of a video. No, sir. I do not remember that. I do not remember that. Maybe capes. Oh yeah, we can have capes. We could be cool. We could be a cool cabal with capes. Oh yeah, I remember that, Stan. I remember watching that link. Yeah. I remember watching that. I do remember that. Why? Did he pass away or something? Wait, now I'm trying to figure out what's going on. You asked me about a second video. Oh, well, give me the link to the second video and I'll watch it off stream. But give me the link, that way I can click it. No, Jesus guy is fine. I didn't know. You were just like telling me out of the blue. Listen, the dude's pretty old. I didn't know. Listen, my generation is starting to die off, okay? Hurry up with the link, though. That way I can go and eat something. My blood sugar's getting low, damn it. And I went this whole time without eating anything or have a piece of candy. Thank you, Xylie Gets Biased. My generation is starting to die off. Just saying, period, point blank, period, y'all. You know what, Xylie Gets Biased? I feel like I shouldn't have gave you that link. Okay. Oh, it's when he was young? Okay, hold on.
The Michelin stars.
Wait. Oh, damn. Wait a minute. We gotta pause for a second. Hold on. Wait a minute. Damn, okay. Hold on. Wait. I need another young picture. Hold on. Oh, he looks kind of rough there. That's actually a really good picture of him. Okay. I hate you now, Xylie. What the Hey, you're the one that sent it to me. Hold on, let me save it. Let me save it in my watch later. That way I watch it later. Alright, guys. I'm getting out of here. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be watching the Oz video over at the broadcast. And then tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be coming back over here. And we're going to watch the second half of the Swoop video. Okay, guys? So, y'all have a great night. Thank you so much for all the donations and all the gifted memberships. I truly appreciate every single one of y'all that have watched. I love my lurkers. Even if you were watching, you didn't type anything in chat, I truly appreciate you watching. Thank you to everybody for supporting. And y'all have a great night. Peace out.
Like me, open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane. Making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains. I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things. Gonna make a fucking name, I just wanna be famous. But I don't want that cheap fame, no I'm not that vain. I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me.
showing off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent, and it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots, if I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic.